Yes!
You have new mail.
Get off me!
Sorry.
Come on, Ed. Gross.
There's no continuity between me saying sorry and yelling at Ed.
Damn, Ed. Fucked up.
We got a new question, so a new writer.
Ooh, okay.
I really wish somebody would actually start like long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah, that would be good.
would
Somebody
love
should
that.
start that.
Long time, first time.
That was very offensive.
Hey guys,
Hi!
I love your store and
Love
can't wait
you.
for your famous tailgate parties this summer.
Yeah.
Love you.
They're not exclusive to this summer.
Yeah,
We got one yesterday.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on Friday.
Having one tomorrow, which is yesterday.
And then after that, our next one.
Retroactive.
Yeah.
April 3rd's our next one. After that, for Captain America, Winter Soldier, bitches.
Well, I think just generally a lot of the comic book theme movies tend to come out in the summer.
Some blockbusters.
right,
the
true.
winter's kind of a dry
It's the
period.
blockbusters.
The winter gives us The Hobbit, bitch.
I mean, if we really did a tailgate for every single movie that has some sort of
We'd
connection
keep it 2 weeks a month at least.
to comics, yeah.
We'd be giving away
Easily.
all our books.
Like if we started like, was Jeff Loeb involved in this?
Two years in total, Babyface had a list of like 17 movies. Been like, this is what we can do tailgates for.
Yeah.
Can.
We skipped over RoboCop, and I hear is mediocre, so I guess that's a good thing.
Usually the movies don't matter much, and if the
I thought it
quality of
didn't
the
come out
feature
yet.
film, it's been out.
Came out Valentine's Day.
Oh, really? Oh, better way to say I love you than with mindless violence.
No, this is a better written script. It's not some mindless system.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not RoboCop.
Exactly.
That's
He also
like,
has a one real hand.
that's like having a Darkman movie without screaming that lasts for at least a minute.
Did you know that he has one real hand? Also, the new RoboCop.
Does he really?
He has like his face, and he has a human hand
That's not right.
to feel his wife.
That's wrong.
I don't know.
Why is
You're probably right.
I don't know.
I can jerk off and feel it with my
This is
robotic
cop.
dick.
What?
Now I get to feel that robot dick.
There you
Can we
go.
stop talking over each other? What?
I just
That
said
was
what he said.
basically it. He
I want to hear you say
You
it.
just talked over each other again.
Hydraulics.
You just
I
said
said
don't do
that-
that, and then you both did it.
now I have a hand that I can stroke my robotic dick.
Why, you had a robotic dick in the movie?
I
We don't know that
I
much.
assume so.
Good.
He probably maybe.
Oh,
Hydraulics.
he had Gerthy Lomain.
But Gary just wanted to ask if we've ever actually made a top 25 of the best comic books.
Best like single issue comics,
Or
I'm
series.
I'm gonna say series because single issues that's pretty objective.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's really subjective for the 4 or 5 of us at the table right now. You know what I mean?
assuming. Well, we're not gonna be able to do that right now anyway.
No,
But
but I feel like we can bounce around names that are just the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watchmen,
do it.
Squadron Supreme.
Well, a lot of
Cappy
times
Gob.
it depends on what I've been reading lately. Because
No,
like,
because you can knock things off the list.
best books of all time. is
And your
not what
voice
we're
got really
reading lately.
flamboyant there for a moment.
Hey,
And you were like touching your head, and you were like, it depends on what I've been reading lately.
No matter what Rolling Stone's been listening to lately, the Beatles are still the best band of all time. So Sgt. Pepper's is
No,
still
but
the
I
best
mean,
album of all
Billy
time.
Joel.
No, according to Ed's Facebook page, it's smooth jazz and classic rock. That's my favorite.
Does that include the Steve Miller Band?
Ed's music likes smooth jazz,
Jazz.
classic rock, WCBJ podcast, and Billy Joel.
Who's your favorite
I gotta
smooth
say, lately
jazz?
I've been getting into like
Wow, I can only know that like by heart.
lately I've been getting into like blues and funk. I don't know why. Funk's
This is such a
Good boy, Ed. When I will teach you the ways of funk, as I taught Waffle.
He keeps, but blues and funk makes sense, but like smooth jazz and classic rock, that's just these combinations of just like music.
You look
Yeah,
like
stuff.
you look
I like
you
clogging.
Yeah,
I like good clogger music.
Do you like Donnie and Marie?
I'm getting into thrash and polka.
I'm getting into clogging music and hymnals.
Ed, the customers want to know, bottle of red or bottle of white?
no, I'll take the rosé instead.
Oh, Edward.
Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Edward, you decadent little bastard.
But I think it's a little much for us to make a 25 list right
We'll work
on the
on it.
spot.
No,
We can.
Babyface has been working on. That's why he hasn't said a fucking word.
He's been thinking of it
This
the
is
whole
like
time.
Green Lantern 1, Green Lantern 2, Green Lantern 4, Van Halen.
Homer's girlfriend gets
The
shoved into a fridge.
Carpenters.
Speaking of wine, though, Tony, happy birthday.
Oh,
Yay! Tony's
This
birthday
is from the
tomorrow.
CBJ Reserve Wine Cellar. See, now you gotta understand, folks.
This is
Since
from-
the store opened, hold on, Waffle.
Here you go.
Since the store opened, we've been given many a bottle of wine. And most of us are not wine drinkers per se. I do enjoy wine every so often, but
Once in a while.
we usually drink beer or booze. So Waffle went into the wine cellar, which is basically the space underneath the microwave and in front of the water meter. And said, you know what? It's Tony's birthday.
By the way, that's the perfect way to keep wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Suck, would you like to present what
Stays
we're serving?
cold.
Absolutely. I would like to say that this wine is it's a Rosé de Syrah. Merry Christmas wine. It comes in a red bottle. It's a 1998.
Ooh.
Wow.
Vintage.
Looks delightful.
It's from another century.
Vin de Pays d'Orc.
It's from France.
And it's from Orange, France.
Orange.
Did you know there was an Orange, France?
I believe
No, I
it's
did
pronounced
not.
orange.
Tony, this bottle of wine is so wonderfully vintage, I can't even read the back of the label. The barcode looks like Sanskrit. And Tony, Waffle has brought 2 glasses out because he's going to drink some wine with you, buddy.
Aw.
And this is from 1998. This wine is
16 years
almost as old as your liver feels.
Aw, you guys are the tops.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming out in clumps. It's actually a brown. It's kind of a brown. It's not really a rosé. It's a brown.
It's like a Sierra.
Waffle isn't even going to taste it. He's just pouring half a cup in Jack Daniel's rocks
And
glass.
they're just gonna. Happy birthday,
There you go.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Hey, what are you drinking to?
To Tony,
Tony's fucking birthday.
Fucking birthday. Very good baby.
to Tony and Lise making it to next year.
Tony's birthday's tomorrow. If you're listening to this, it was yesterday.
To Tony's palpitations slowing down just a little bit.
Yes.
Here's to having my blood type changed to pure Giblacrease.
Tony, by the way, on your birthday, I want to let you know what your new middle name is. Your middle Jones name is.
Ooh.
You are Tough Tony Sweathog Jones. Because I know that those arteries will harden and fill with more grease and smut. Yes, I said smut. It's because it is. It's like fast food porno in your innards.
Oh.
And yeah, so you're going to be sweating even more than you do now.
Mr.
So-
Cotter would be proud.
There you go, Sweathog. Drink up.
I'll take
How is it, Waffle?
Thank you, everybody.
It's not bad.
Oh, Waffle, you did take a sip.
Yeah, I did take a sip. It's not bad.
My seltzer's pretty good.
It's
Pretty light.
I learned the other day that you can't really say any bottled anything is aged.
Is it
Although-
leggy?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Leggy means if you run it around the glass and it kind of sticks to the side and comes down and you see like the droplets.
A little bit.
Yeah, see, a wine really shouldn't be too leggy. So it's probably starting to turn.
But she's leggy. Look at that. on the
Let me
bottle.
try yours, Waffle, because I don't know what Tony's got. He could have botulism.
It's been good knowing y'all.
This is such a dusty bottle.
Oh, yeah.
That's going?
Yucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good for cooking. That's gone from wine to sherry. Waffle is definitely a beer drinker because he was like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So, did Joe write anything else in the email?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Joe? You mean Gary?
Gary, yeah.
I'm sorry, Gary.
We apologize.
No. Well, no, that's what happened to the Young Republican Society. They don't want you to be an average Joe, so if your name is Joe, they change it to Gary. So that's why it's a little confusing.
I've watched
They want you
Tony's
to be more exotic.
Oh, you brought up something that means personal feelings. Ed's gonna get uncomfortable.
Who told you that?
I can't even tell you how many
God.
burgers I watched Tony's girlfriend Heather eat. I just see one after another.
But even like the White Castle burger she's eating has gone from brown to like gray on the edges. It's definitely cold.
So
It's been
many.
hanging
What
around for a
about? You
while.
I
had
love
fucking
that.
cheeseburgers before we came here.
Whatever.
Babyface Jones making women feel uncomfortable since
No.
2009.
I love the fact.
Oh, I beg to differ. I think about 2000.
My 2009.
Yeah.
Oh, but I love the absolute fact that
it was
Sako
great.
told me when I was here before. Because I went to, out of the kindness of my heart, to go get her some burgers on top of mine. And then I go there, and what is it that you said that she?
Oh yeah, no, she was in the
Yeah.
counter with me, and I said, "Well, where's Tony?" And she goes at White Castle, like and she's like, "Oh, he took a week off, and now he's at it again." And she's the one who wanted the food. She's like, "No, don't get
No,
cute.
no.
Don't get
No,
burgers.
no.
I can't
He
have what
was
he
going
wants.
there first, so I asked him. I'm
I'm
hungry.
like Santa Claus. I know when you're sleeping, I know when you're awake, and I know who the White Castle's for."
But you see,
So, did Gary
Hold
write
on.
anything else in the email?
Yes. Blew out.
That's what that was just pulling it out.
Holy shit.
But he fails
Yeah,
to
the
tell
cork
you that
for the-
my grandmother was nice enough to buy him food earlier. Again, White Castle.
Yeah.
So,
You made White Castle
Twice in one day?
Hey, I can defend this. I've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you were like 12, I'm sure. Alright, well,
That was maybe middle high school.
you could lie, Waffle.
No,
Yeah,
it was
totally.
16.
Every time I think of you in White Castle, I think of that fucking picture on Facebook. You're like the fucking
That is an
empty
epic
crave
photo.
face.
If you're friends with Waffle, look, just go through his photos and
You
look
go to
at
like one of my first pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, that's
there's like 200 fucking White Castle boxes stacked in front of him, and he's cute and young. And now
I have short hair.
Look
The
at you.
adventures
Just short hair.
of Waffle Man Run.
Tony's ass is gonna be kissing the porcelain god tonight.
Okay.
Wow.
I was like, what? Before you said
Did Gary write anything else in his email?
no, we did
And
not.
by the way, that wine better be finished.
All right.
Drink up.
Went into the fucking CBJ reserve for Christ's
Yes.
sake.
It tastes very sparkly.
Go ahead, Gary. Sit it.
It was a 25.
That was it.
That was it?
Oh, that was it. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Yeah, new writer. New writer, Gary. Yeah, write more. Yeah.
And because
Write another one right now. We'll wait.
Because he emailed us at cbjpodcast@gmail.com. I mentioned earlier, cbjpodcast@gmail.com. You send us an email, we'll give you a coupon for 25% off your next purchase.
Damn right we will. And Ed, once again, very flamboyant with the finger. What's going on?
I don't know, I'm excited.
Hey.
I think since we had our own episode,
I think Ed's in love.
Yep.
Wait,
I'm in a
Ed,
good mood.
you
Oh,
said this has been a
Kieran-
really good week for you. What did you do?
Kieran.
Yeah,
Kieran
not for
probably
nothing. The week didn't start off that good, Edward.
No, it did not. It
Should we
did not.
save this for after the emails, or you want to talk about it now?
Oh, we can talk about it now.
Okay.
We can kind of compare it because I had a pretty interesting week, and I want to see if yours is more
Well,
interesting than mine.
for
Was someone's face like buried in your bosom?
Can we get story started?
Edward, go!
well, as some of you may or may not know, I work two jobs. One of them is as a forensics coach. The other was at a medical billing company.
Right, a medical billing company.
Well done.
Yep. And on Thursday, after we recorded and I edited the podcast, I was fired.
That's not a good week at all.
I don't know why. I've just been, because it was
It's rated
the job was
bad.
draining me.
Well, yeah, the job was stressful. You complained about it quite a bit to me.
Yes.
So, I'm going to say at least 2 occasions. That's not quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that's
That's enough. Yeah, I was gonna say that's enough.
It's enough.
Did Kieran
But
finally say yes?
Well, compared to how often I talk to you about my job, about work, or
which was twice, and it was
Yeah.
to tell me I'm sorry.
Tell me no.
You know what I find funny though is that Tony
He was.
said something, but I remember Ed came in last Thursday,
Oh no!
and he came in at like an ungodly hour for Edward, which was like 11 in the morning, and I was like, Edward, what are you doing
Yeah,
here?
as soon as I got fired, I came right here.
Yes, and Ed came right to mommy, and and said I got fired and looked really exasperated, and I felt really bad for him because that is the fucking worst. So he's hanging out and he's reading on the couch. He's here for a while. Tony's shift starts at 1. Tony's
I'll just give a little bit of backstory.
sure.
We've been talking about the Lego movie the night before, and there's a song in there called "Everything Is Awesome."
Yeah.
I said I love that song. It's been in my head for like the last week and a half.
Go play Dirty
Everything
And
is
then
awesome.
Tony walks in
Oh,
and he sees me on the couch reading, and he looks at me and he stares at me, looks right in the face, and he goes, "You're right. Everything is awesome."
And then Ed, I'm up at the fucking counter. Now Ed's in the lounge. If anybody knows our shop, Ed's sitting in the lounge, and I hear Ed after that exchange. Ed says,
Tony just starts walking away.
"No, well,
Keeping
yeah."
on
Tony
here
Tony
sucks.
starts to stroll away a little bit, and Ed's like, "Yeah, I just lost my job." And Tony goes, "Ha ha ha!" and keeps walking. Like his morning, like fucking vigor and vim, like, "Let's get the day started, Captain."
To be fair,
And I
not
looked
hearing-
at Tony and I was like, "Tony, he just told you he lost his job." And it looked like I just beat the shit out of Tony's sister.
So Tony, when do I fill out the certificate for being a dick?
Tony was like, "What? Wait, what?" And then he marched over to Edward, very sullen, and said, "What happened?" And then he lifted it up and sat it on his lap.
I don't even do that shit.
No, because my hearing sucks. That's why. I totally admit that my hearing.
You don't have to tell your manager your hearing
Your
sucks.
automatic
Thanks.
response was to say that I was agreeing with you and that everything was okay.
Yeah.
You didn't go, I'm sorry, what was that?
No, but it wasn't even that he said words. He just went, ha ha! And kept walking forward.
No,
toward-
and right, he probably Tony just definitely assumed nice things coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. Tony was marching toward me saying, hey, look, boss, it's 10-1 and I'm here. You know? Everything is awesome!
We have more emails? We got other emails.
Wow.
Go!
Tony?
Randomly this week, I found $35 in the street over the past couple of days.
Wait,
That was my story.
it was
and I'm
more
sorry.
than one day?
Yeah, no, I cut the Tony because he also had a weak story first.
Yep, no, that was it. Over the week, I
You found how much?
$35 in the street.
All at one time?
No, just randomly throughout those 7 days.
Those are
I found
good.
10, I found 20, I found a 5. And it was
Where do
just-
you walk?
He found that dead hooker that had 50 cents in it.
Where do you walk that you find this
He
money?
found the $20 like literally right outside the front door.
Good for you.
And it was funny because the whole purpose was I wanted to buy a water. And of course, everyone knows, I down so
Now you could get it. You get one.
He comes in, he goes, I think this is a sign that I should just keep getting water. And it's like, yeah. You know what else is a sign? Everything.
Thank you, Waffle.
So
Next email.
I wasn't here last week, so I'm guessing this is from last week. This is the first line of this email. So Ed would fuck his father. Wow.
Yeah, that's from last week, yeah. Ed would fuck his dad.
Oh yeah, and an FMK between,
that
it
true?
was like
Studio
him,
audience?
my sister,
Oh, yeah,
and
is that
my
right?
aunt
This
who owns
last
Lee's
week,
Tavern.
Jesus, nothing. Hold on. There's nothing I fucking hate worse. Okay, red-blooded fucking American Catholic Puerto Rican,
Passion.
and turning around and looking and seeing fucking Al Qaeda behind me.
Renee has put a scarf over his
Renee,
head.
who's Ecuadorian,
Uh-oh.
but could very easily be misconstrued for some sort of terrorist.
Uh-oh.
Stout as he is.
He looks like a bandito. He looks like he's about to rob a bank in the Old West and he's gonna run into the Lone Ranger.
I don't know if you heard him
He's
just do
got
the
his
rebel,
nose. Oh,
the rebel yell.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. But he's got his nose and his mouth covered in a checkerboard scarf.
Do you know why though?
And he's crouching toward me. Oh, I know why. He's asthmatic, and,
Yes.
and we smoke too much in here.
Doug, I was going to tell you that he's recently been recruited.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
Wait, don't you mean
Well, at least now
outlier?
you got something. You got something to do that the Friday Night Magic isn't happening.
Well, hello everyone.
Hello.
Wednesday. Am I supposed to read that like Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story? Going, money.
We never turned the fans on. Now the fans on.
Wednesday. What?
We
never
like
turned-
Smithers. Wednesday. What?
Waffle, we all miss you. Thank you.
Aw.
Tony couldn't have said it any better. The world just wouldn't be the same without Tiger. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Thanks, I guess. Hey, Tiger.
Guess who's not here?
I think I want Sako to answer Tiger's question a little bit. We know how much we know how much you hate the elderly.
I can't stand the
But you love your father. So what will happen once your old man actually becomes an old man? Would you hate Brown Sarah too once you reach that point?
Oh, I'd be conflicted.
Would you hate yourself?
No, I could never hate myself. I enjoy my image so much, which I keep very quiet. And as far as my father goes, well, he's old, he'll die. I'm old. As far as Brown Sarah goes, it doesn't matter. Because I love her so. Because I do nothing for her and she does everything for me.
Yeah, pass on it.
Seriously,
Please record this.
Are you doing that through my fucking thing?
Wow.
What do you have Hep C, man?
Alright, we have taken a secret break. I'm gonna jump in right now because while you're out,
A lot of Asians have Hep C.
baby.
No, that's a fact, man.
And he took one of Sako's noisemakers and started smoking through it.
It just went woo.
Yeah.
And then I realized that he was doing that his mouth was on my piece.
You just
Crazy.
That's your favorite noisemaker, isn't it, Sacco?
Well, I kind of like this one.
He likes
I
the
like that
longer
one.
one.
squirt it to your mouth now.
Okay.
Water bottle.
Yeah.
That was fun regardless.
Anyway, on with the email.
Go.
Oh yeah.
Tony,
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to speak in the third person. I've expressed how much you hate to buy water, me personally.
All right.
Is it because it's good for you, or do you feel that water is something you shouldn't have to pay for? What if we get you Voss water?
Yeah, but wait. I have to say, you saying that, people might be confused. That
No,
it's not.
me personally.
No,
I
I know,
attacked
but
him.
people may be
Oh, yeah.
confused that.
The writer knows that I've attacked Tony for not wanting to buy water.
Okay,
And saying that I've questioned it. I didn't want to say like Waffles expressed how you don't like to buy water.
right.
I don't like speaking in the third person.
You could have made me read the line.
What if we get you Voss water? Water that comes all the way from Norway. Is that good enough for you? Just say we don't like to see you around for another 30 years or so.
Okay. I'm a fan of free shit. You want to bring me water? Go the hell ahead and do so. Fine. That's a deal.
That doesn't really answer the question though.
But
You don't like
yes,
buying water.
for a while, yes, it was because I shouldn't believe you'd have to pay for water, something that comes natural from the earth. As stupid as it sounds, yes, I know.
So then get yourself a fucking bottle and fill it up from your tap
That's what I
and drink
told
it,
you.
man.
Get one of those bottles you can fill up from the tap that has the filter in it.
From the recommendation of Waffle, I've finally buried that long-time grudge of Poland Spring and finally started buying water not too long ago.
How's that? Oh, just Poland Spring water though.
And the rest
7-Eleven.
of those fucks like Saratoga Spring and everything like that, they're so goddamn pretentious. But yes, I
7-Eleven's got 2 for $2 for the big pint bottles. Let's go.
Can I say though, and and I've been someone who's always been like, water's water. Fiji water is really good.
It is
Yeah.
good.
That used to be one of the ones I
That's
got.
It is.
tasty, man.
It's crisper.
Natural artisan spring water.
There's one water I tried once. I don't know the name off the top of my head. It came black because it has like minerals in it. But as you drink it, like reveals the logo. And delicious.
cool.
It was
Oh
it
my
was
God.
like Fiji. It was just
The
crisp
water itself is black?
It's black because of like the mineral.
Yeah, that's from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. One of her sons started that company.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
from Canada.
it's mineral water.
I
Yeah.
know that shit.
Different reservoirs.
You know that shit.
Just
I
like-
fucking know that
Just
shit.
like New York tap waters had better taste than like Jersey and California and stuff.
New York tap water has been rated the best tasting tap water in
Yep.
all the realm.
There's a reason that we have the best pizza.
Blah 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 blah.
And the
Bagels, bagels and the pizza.
Yeah, that's right.
Our altitude.
No good pizza in China, motherfucker.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're Chinese, I wanna eat.
It's a terrible emission problem right now, actually.
They have good noodles.
I'm sorry, what?
They actually have a terrible emission problem.
No, to the point where they have giant signs like picture screens showing a clear blue sky and it's just smog.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I digress. I thought Tony said they're having terrible mission problems. Like, what missions?
Tony's an undercover.
Yeah.
Next question is for you, Sock.
Sometimes Tony Staten Island covers his eye teeth and you can't hear what he's saying.
Thank you.
Sacco.
Thank you very much.
What?
Tiger has a Mac and an iPhone.
You sure
I
do?
like statements too. I think it's safe to say he's an Apple guy.
Yeah?
You, on the other hand, have a PC and a Windows-based phone.
How do you know this?
You like Apple products? If so, why not?
What?
You find... I'm gonna answer
If
your
so,
question.
why?
I'm gonna answer the question for you. I don't fucking care.
No, you know what? Honestly, I gotta be honest with you.
They're
My
expensive.
father had a printing brokerage, and we used to do a lot of artwork. And when they went from cut and paste to doing stuff on the computers, we bought a lot of the first Apple computers and the first Macintosh, as
Yes.
a matter of fact. And I loved Apple since then. It's just that, to be honest with you, I can't afford it. You know,
The average cost to
I have 3 kids. Tiger has a Sarah who does everything.
just as an average, the cost of like the laptop in front of you, the hard drive.
Anthony Vola just said, "I want a Sarah."
Aw.
Senior audience member Anthony Vola.
You'd be paying like 30 to 40% more for just like the components in a MacBook because it's a MacBook than what you have in front of you because it's a MacBook.
Right. It's just like Fiji water.
Because somebody lost the company, bought it back, and then died, and everything's
Right.
expensive.
No, it's like.
But I do like Mac.
No.
I do. If I had my druthers, I would.
I hate the operating system, but I like the products.
You know, I would. Play it around. Mama just got a fucking iPhone. Mama Jones iPhone. What the fuck is this shit?
Woo.
iOS on the mobile
I got it
stuff
for
is easy.
free.
I like Windows.
No time.
I like
You're
Windows
waffle.
up until
What do you
XP.
think?
XP's awesome, and everything else has been a fucking travesty.
Yeah.
7 is cool. So I'd like to ask a DC related question.
Ooh.
My question is for the person in the group who has the most knowledge about DC. Babyface? Can you list in order the first appearances for the different colored lanterns?
Wait, that just made a series of sounds that I've never heard. One which only dogs could hear. One which was a whistling through the gap in his front teeth.
What the question is, name all the order of
Can
all
you
the
list
rings?
in order the first appearances for the different colored lantern rings?
Am I saying the appearances or just the order?
The writer's in the audience, he can clarify.
I'm just going to say the order.
It says in the order of the first appearances, not like issue numbers.
Order of first appearance.
Yeah, other than green.
Green, yellow, violet, red, orange, blue. What else?
Well, that's Sapphire.
Black.
Violet.
Oh, I said violet. Yeah, violet is a
So
sapphire.
sapphire, there you
Then
Indigo?
indigo. Am I missing any?
Black, white.
Yeah, black, white.
There you go.
Hooray! Mystery solved.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
You said black?
Yeah, black,
So-
black, white.
You said orange?
Yep. It's green, yellow.
You said action?
Hang on. Did yellow come before violet? Because I know Star Sapphire was around.
She's after Sinister.
She is? Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Don't you try and butt in, Ed.
I'm
Not on the rings, baby. Not on the motherfucking rings, Ed.
In Jeff,
Not on the rings, motherfucker.
in Jeff Johns' first run, you had the Rage of the Red Lanterns, so that came.
Agent Orange.
And then Agent Orange. Then you had.
Rage
Blue,
of the
Red,
Lanterns was
Indigo.
originally a one-shot, though.
Do you understand at this moment, I could have said the
Final
funniest single thing that Babyface ever heard, but he is so focused on this subject, he would not fucking laugh. No way. Only Asians have that focus.
Get the
I'm
gong.
like a calculator. Got the buttons.
The next question is for me, but it's not really a question, it's more of a statement.
Boing.
Waffle, you bring your dual disc, I'll bring mine. It's time to duel. I'm
Bring
kidding.
your what?
Dual disc. That is the arm apparatus they use in Yu-Gi-Oh! To do live action duels.
I thought, I'm thinking of a 2 CD.
Like a like we're
You
gonna
know,
see
it's like,
DJ.
whoa, hey, alright.
Are you actually gonna enter the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, Renee?
Yes.
You are. Oh, Renee's gonna enter our Yu-Gi-Oh! tournament.
Yeah, that's right. We are now sanctioned by Konami.
on the subway, I saw a
An
DJ
ad for it?
spinning 45s and someone breakdancing. To
That's pretty fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Go New York, go.
Yeah, that was Tiger and Zeppo Jones.
it. He was at the Union Square station.
Oh, no, I'm
That's-
sorry. That was the kid.
That was Mike Cruz and his
Yeah.
master child.
That was the kid and his fucking black magic followers.
And his vampire spirit.
By the way, something to look forward to, everyone. There's a Jones member, and I'm not talking about somebody at this table.
Okay.
I'm talking about a Jones family clan member who's actually, he's a budding comic book artist, who bought the final copy of $1 Million Eyes from the shop.
Oh, God.
Plans on reading it and coming on the air to give us a review.
Oh, wow.
I, very clandestinely, am working on having the kid at the table as well.
Oh, my
Nice.
I should read my copy.
It could be
again.
next
too.
week. It may be the following. But stay tuned.
Or a month from now.
See, I almost want to like not tell the kid that we're doing
We're
that.
not going to.
That's the point.
Yeah.
No, I just
Subtlety.
want to ask him to be on.
Subtlety.
And then all will be revealed.
Between the lines, buddy.
I hope one of them, somebody at the table.
Is that exciting to you guys to listen right now?
Yeah.
Actually, look beyond them.
It's like
Anthony
That means you
Bowles.
don't listen.
I missed last week.
Oh,
This last week. You mean the episode 30 episodes ago when the kid was on?
yeah.
I guess so.
damn it.
Michael, I'm considering bullshit
love
you to the kids.
It's like
I love the kid too.
super exciting. Like at the Gates coming out with an album in
And
2014.
the kid would have pounded this bottle of wine by now.
Yeah. Ed just says he misses the kid. Ed doesn't. You don't know the kid.
Happy birthday.
You wouldn't miss the
motherfucker.
kid.
Hey, Mr. the Kid was a very nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Tony's pounding the fucking
Pound it.
Jump, 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 jump.
No, Tony, no, that's not what I meant. Oh,
Trashed.
ooh, White Castle and Merry Christmas wine from '98.
I'm not, you don't anymore.
Yuckies.
You realize that wine is what, 14 years old?
16.
16. No, wine is good for vintage.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Merry Christmas wine is.
Would you like some peppermint
It's French.
dipped pretzels?
I actually hate peppermint. No.
No, good.
But they're
course he
sweet
hates
filled with
peppermint
sugar
because it
preservatives.
wakes up your system and it's good for your stomach.
Yeah.
No.
Go on, email.
So I forgot. So I forget when someone. Well, I forgot when, but someone asked a really dumb question to you guys, whether or not you were okay with interracial couples or something like that.
Yeah, that's really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Are we okay with it?
we're fine.
Who
Yeah,
asked us
Brancato asked that.
Yeah.
Gives a
Really?
shit.
Speaking of,
And then he
I
chuckled.
love Mr. Brancano.
And then he
I
chuckled
do.
when he came in and he was like, "You're right." When I was like, "He's not a fan of these." I
Did
know
we-
that's why he's asking us.
did we talk about that new Fantastic Four movie in the casting and that article I was talking about?
No, but was it you that made the greatest point? Somebody made a really fucked up point.
Yeah,
With
it's
these
that article.
With these
Wow.
countries' terrible history, we're gonna really make a movie with a burning black man for an hour and a half.
Oh, that is a racist thing.
No.
No, that's America's history is not.
Yeah.
So I had
You're
a
right.
coworker who made that comment because I thought, it's
America's
no, they-
president is.
Yeah.
President
Yeah.
is.
who was I
No,
thought it
but
was
it's-
kind of confusing, that they would be brother and sister. And she goes, no, well, he's perfect for the flaming torch because he'll look charbroiled.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then,
Yeah.
Who said this?
Coworker.
one of my coworkers.
Wow.
And
Anybody?
then it doesn't matter for the invisible woman because you can't
Where you
see her
used to
anywhere.
work?
Yes,
So it's not one of your coworkers then, I'm sorry.
Somebody used
I
to
don't mean to
know.
bring you down, man.
someone I used to work with.
Yeah.
Somebody.
To someone you used to know about. It's okay, boo boo. You can cry. It'll be good for ratings.
Don't give up.
I'm not crying. Cry.
Let him taste your tears.
Cry. I like what your hair's doing right now. You're looking like Bob's big boy.
There's a little bit left to this email. We still got one more.
Go.
Yummy.
Well, here's a better question. Who do you feel Marvel or DC in Marvel or DC? Win which?
Win which?
Questions are terrible.
Win which?
Who do you
I love
feel?
the win which.
Who do you feel Marvel or DC and which character? I'm just reading it verbatim. Which Marvel or DC character would make the better transition to becoming a transgender character? I'm gonna say the one that's probably making a transition without becoming a woman, Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
What about the whole book of a team that was, transgender?
She-Hulk?
And gay? Yeah. But there's a lot of characters. DC had a front page article when one guy became gay, so I don't think transgender's happening.
I would say North Star is actually a
no.
Aurora.
Batgirl's roommate is transgender.
not a main
What?
character. What happened when they wanted the two women to get married? Oh, you can't write that story. You don't want anyone to be happy. We don't like concern. We don't like ideas.
Well, no, that wasn't
Hey,
because
Mark
they were gay.
Andreyko,
It
what
was
are you doing
because-
next week?
No, it's just there's no reason to have a status quo for your fucking company that no one can be happy. These are fictional characters.
No one should get married, especially not Aquaman and Mira because they're not married already.
Because Luke Cage and Jessica are a terrible fucking dynamic being married with a child. I hate that dynamic that there's somebody worried about their son as a superhero. Why would you want that kind of compelling story?
No.
As a father, wouldn't you hate that as a story point, Sock?
I
Would you
would.
hate marriage?
I hate it.
Yeah, Didio, bags of money. Ha ha ha. Can we get that? Can we get him to come for a signing and he comes in and I'm just like ready for a bare knuckle boxing match? And it's just me versus Didio for 10 fucking rounds in the snow?
Yes.
I'll be honest.
But it'd be great if it was in the summer and we had to import.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's like a snow machine.
It's like really shitty
It's
snow.
melting as it hits us because we're so overheated.
I'll be
Exactly.
honest. Waffle.
It's not snow. We just bought a bunch of fucking frosties.
Yeah, just
from
throw
Wendy's.
it.
It's like
Throw
fucking vanilla frosty.
snow cones at us.
And then Video gets ready to fight you and agrees, but then steps into it and goes, "Is this vanilla frosty?" Punched out in the face.
What was the background music? What would you play in the background?
The Rocky soundtrack.
No.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, for the slowest fight.
How about
No.
Over the Top soundtrack?
No.
The Sammy Hagar song.
Oh,
Absolutely not.
What?
It would be Night Fever by the Bee Gees.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows that.
It would be 2 out of 3 in bed by Meatloaf.
We should have an impossible trivia contest like that. What would and let me make up all the answers because nobody will ever get them.
Well, if it deals with the 52.
Socko Jones, impossible
What is
trivia.
Captain America's favorite brand of Mrs. Fields cookies?
Obviously, it's Red Chartreuse Chipmunky Fun. That's not real. Fuck you.
My trivia.
That's it. That's it.
You paid the entry. Get out.
Yeah. Oh,
House
man.
keeps half.
I'd love to hire somebody with gigantism of the hand to slap them in the face, and then I say, "Fuck you, it's my trivia."
My favorite slap is actually the one where you start at the top and slap down.
Here's a question. What is
let me
Tony's
show
favorite
everybody,
slap?
Tony, I'm going to show everybody. Ready?
Uh-oh.
No, I'll do it to you.
No.
Birthday punches.
I've been slapped by you enough times on the podcast.
Oh, I do it. You ain't been slapped by me. You've been slapped. If I slap you, you know you've been slapped.
Yeah. Your
Now,
glasses.
I know,
it's
it's
great. Waffle, as much as I'd love to see you go at Dan Didio, I think it would be much funnier to see you go at Neil Adams.
See, like Neil Adams, I only don't
No,
like
that's not
Odyssey.
fair. He's special.
Like I don't like I just don't like Odyssey. The man's done a lot. Didio's just a scumbag.
Oh no, we were talking about this.
Neil
earlier.
Adams believes that, everything comes from the center of the earth.
I can deal with that.
No.
Dan Didio's the only person that we don't follow up calling him a scumbag with, but he can sign here anytime because he's not welcome.
I just heard Neil Adams in an interview saying that Batman.
Are you
Odyssey-
drunk, Ed?
No,
All right.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah, I bet. That's
Let's
what
wind up this water.
No,
That's what Tony's uncle used to call it, and then Tony would wake up in a ditch with a bloody anus.
That was the chocolate.
What?
That's where Tony Hanks was chocolate.
Heather just said, "What? That's it. It's over, Tony. You had a bloody anus before she knew you. She's done with you."
It's gonna be like
No.
tonight after the White Castle wine.
What woman would want me now?
no, but I'd love to hear your reaction to this too, Sako. Neil Adams believes that the reason Batman Odyssey was not accepted by the internet and was rejected by a lot of fans is because it's the first story that has been written as a comic book that was not meant to be read as a comic book, but as a book. It is one story all the way through and should be judged on that right.
Ed has taken way too many public speaking courses.
My reaction
In
to
his
that
life.
is, huh?
Yeah.
Can you think of? There's nothing else that's come before that can be.
So you're saying
can
it's
be
a
read
grade
as
to read?
Yeah, I completely
Yeah.
agree.
well. It can be read.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm throwing it out there to fucking 35 countries right now, and I'm just saying out loud. Neil Adams is retarded. He really is.
I told Ted before, I was like, when I walk into hell, the first thing I hope I get handed is the new Captain America Weekly by Adams and Liefeld.
The fucking DC has to stop fucking chugging on his minuscule cock and
Well,
just
Marvel put out first X-Men.
well, yeah, but
And it was a
that-
miniseries.
well,
Oh, 5-ish.
They didn't give him 2 books. We have our own Adams. It's called Claremont.
I hope Nightcrawler's good.
And Nightcrawler's eating a sandwich in a ditch now. And here's Cable.
with a bloody ass.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
on.
here's hoping CBJ wrestling one day will one day exist. Renee Palalaguachi.
Well, I know that I think you and Tiger have talked about
TLC.
having
TLC.
table ladders and chairs.
I know. I want to watch Tony and a bucket of fried chicken have a Money in the Bank match.
It'd be awesome. It's just at the top of the ladder.
It'd be great when the bucket wins because Tony dies.
I can't get 4 rungs of ladder. The bucket of chicken wins by default.
No, you grab it off the hook and it falls out of your hands as you die, falling, and it bounces into the bucket.
You've thought about it.
No, you have the heart attack as you reach because it's a strenuous grasp.
You've really.
No, this is all on the seat of my pants.
Are they all drunk?
Tony, do you realize that in the land of grease and trans fats, you're on a wanted poster in every post office?
He's also the dollar bill.
At the quarter.
We got one more email.
Thank you very much, Renee, for your email. And please, for the love of God, please shave your facial hair before you play card games with children. They want to forget parents.
Yay.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
Ed's
man.
show.
Patron us, I guess. Hello, motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers!
How nice.
Jerk off Jones?
No.
Oh.
No.
Stealing the jerk.
I have a bunch of random shit that has come to mind, so here we go. If you could mix 2 superheroes' powers together to make your own superpower, what would you mix together?
I would mix Judge Dredd's chin with Wonder Woman's boobies.
I was gonna say.
And my superpower would be.
I was gonna mix Puck's hair and body and Buffy. And you get Angel.
It's like Vietnam.
Yeah, that was good. If you could be any comic book character's sidekick, who would it be? The Tick.
Oh yeah.
Any comic book character
Sidekick,
sidekick?
the Tick.
Oh man, fuck me any comic book character sidekick.
Actually,
Fuck. Man,
That's good.
I don't know. The Thing seems like a nice guy to hang out with.
that'd be funny. It's the thing with the sidekick.
Oh, it doesn't have to be a pre-existent
I
sidekick.
thought he had one. He had a gang of hooligans that live on a block in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Ken. The Yancey Street gang. You know that because it's a Jewish neighborhood, don't you? It is. Grim is Jewish.
I'd be Iceman's sidekick.
Yeah. I want to be Lockheed's sidekick. I want to be the guy that follows around the thing that follows around Kitty.
How about Lockjaw's sidekick? You guys just
That's
literally
too
sit
high.
around.
That's
Two
too high end
dogs.
for me.
I think if I could be anyone's sidekick, I'd be Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead, and I'd be hopping like smile with a smiley face, like an anthropomorphic Chuck Taylor sneaker. All he did was like correct grammar and like teach like school lessons like Schoolhouse Rock.
I dig.
I'd probably
That's
be,
what I'd do. I'd be like, hey Rick.
You're like Mr. Bill.
Everyone ready for the continue?
Well,
I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, you don't matter.
fuck you.
Pay more attention to your son quickly. Throw something out.
Oh, I want to be Red Wing's sidekick. The Falcon's pet Falcon.
The Falcon sidekick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Me and Tony are on
So
the
what
same.
would you be though?
just the guy who runs after Red Wing. That's what it is. So you like these scenes like, go Red Wing. He's like, ah! And
I
then you see
picture-
him on the ground like trying to catch up. Like,
So your superpower would be to be out of breath.
So it's now.
wow, yeah, thanks.
How am I gonna get up there?
I don't know if anyone noticed, but during last week's episode 68,
Woo!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Tiger Bro talks at 59 minutes flat. No one acknowledges it. I thought it was
What?
hilarious to hear Tiger talk like a Staten Island youth. Tiger Bro.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Said no one acknowledges it. So I hear Tiger like it slips once in a while.
This is completely untrue. I would never speak thusly. You are wrong. You are a heathen. Report yourself.
Also, this question's a little now.
Tiger Bros.
Do you think it's the size of the boat that matters or the motion in the ocean?
He's talking about a penis?
Yeah. If you don't know what I mean, winky emoticon. I personally think it's the motion in the ocean.
It definitely is the motion.
Hell yeah.
Man. It got nothing to do with the size.
Motion of the ocean and emotions.
Wow.
It was a nice rhyme. Couldn't help it.
If you could own any comic book company, which would you own?
Image.
Antarctic Press and put it out of business.
That's beautiful.
Dark Horse.
There's a lot of pretty
Image
ladies
also.
on the cover of all the Zenoscope comics.
Go for that. They
Do
got
it.
a hot property in Charmed.
Actually, I'd own CBJ Comics and make Waffle the editor-in-chief.
Guess what's gonna be nothing
And
but
have him have
profanities
like
and violence.
Taco Tuesdays where he just fucking beats the shit out of everyone.
There was.
Tells them how shitty their shit is.
Can we set up a CBJ booth where a professional looks at portfolios and it's just really drunk me at a table? No. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
White highlights and a cigar. You have to do this Kirby style.
White highlights and a cigar.
Joe,
with my eyes
drunk
closed.
you and me on cocaine because you never see me on cocaine. And I'd just be like, really like, wait, Waffle, wait.
I hate this.
Well, has anyone on the podcast masturbated with their opposite hand, and if so, why?
No, look at me.
Opposite hand.
Like,
Like if you were
Switch
writing
innocent.
and you had it
Oh!
on the left hand.
Babyface is making a face.
Isn't that called a stranger?
Now, strange is when you sit on your hand and you make it go numb.
That's dumb. I did fall off my bed a week ago because my legs fell asleep.
You ended up jerking off in the process. Oh
I know.
I wasn't masturbating.
no! No, I mean like, oh no, I'm falling! Like,
Now what the fuck does that have to do with the
He was talking about arm falling asleep, and I fell off my bed because my legs fell asleep, and I went to stand and I fell.
that's called mild paralysis.
It had nothing to do with masturbation.
Oh,
It had-
I thought the rest of the story, and then I started jerking off.
Oh, no.
I fell off my bed and I woke up jerking off.
You're talking about arms falling asleep.
Waffles own was gonna be in my head for a week. Oh no!
No, there wasn't any masturbation going on.
Man.
That was after he landed.
Babyface sleepwanks. Girthy low main and
Oh
my
man,
hand.
where's that DVD, Tony? Sleepways.
I don't know.
Women
It's right,
touching men as they sleep.
Yeah,
it's right between
Babyface wakes up stroking the girthy low main and egg drop soup all over his fucking head.
It's right
Don't refer to my dick as girthy little name. That was weird. I don't know.
Girth is good.
Girth is good.
That's right.
Ed's laughing at the like
It's an
sexual innuendo.
oxymoron. It's an oxymoron though, because girthy low means thin, but girthy it makes no
It
sense.
is an
It's like
oxymoron.
jumbo
That's the
shrimp.
word.
What does extra girth mean?
If it was an if it was an udon noodle, that's a thicker noodle.
No, but that's the
Oh,
point.
getting hot.
know.
Please bring up the udon. Anybody else hot in the audience?
Don't get all Asian on me. Don't make me start talking about different kinds of beans. I don't fucking get all beanie on you.
Beans.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not talking
simple.
about potatoes.
Oh no!
I heard an oh yeah.
Does anyone on the podcast own any animals? If you could own an exotic animal like a tiger or a gorilla, what would you want to own?
It almost sounds fucked up though. Like if you have a pet that they live with you, like
Yeah.
but you don't own. I hate saying I own anything, but I do have two Siamese fighting fish.
Oh.
One that's like 8 years old and we can't believe it's still alive. I swear to God, Aiden's had him for like 5 years, and Aiden's like, Papa, I think he's gonna die. And then he's fine, and then he'll be laying literally. This fish
No, they
lays
sleep. They
on
like
his
lay-
side. At the bottom of the tank, just lays there. It's like, oh man, I start like banging on the tank to get him going and shit.
When I was a little younger,
And he just looks at me with the fucking newspaper under his shoulder and his robe on, like, fuck, man. Haven't you ever been out late?
all 3 fighting fish I've ever had have killed themselves by me getting bored. Well, the first time was
I put in a mirror?
no, the first time was me seeing if that worked, and then the next 2 just did it like randomly. I was sitting there and I heard like little tink, and I turned and he's just like. Like the next fish is just going into
Maybe
the
he
side
has
of the tank.
seizure.
No, he's full like ramming himself.
No. That's because the night before you came home from a great party and dropped like a fucking eighth of a hit of acid in there and forgot. That's what it is.
You, Bobby.
I don't know, they just killed themselves.
Maybe he told him a story about freedom and he wanted
If I had that when I was like 11, that'd be a problem.
Papa would be giving all of his pets hits of acid.
Oh my
My
god.
little brother was going hamster.
Come on, and let's watch DBZ, man.
I have 3
Hey,
dogs.
kitty, you want to sit down and watch some Dolly videos?
I would like a giraffe.
Let's see if the Wizard of Oz really syncs up, Rover.
I'll tell you about the other one that I found. Empire Strikes Back and Justice for All.
Oh, really?
Is supposed to link up, and West Side Story and Fear of Black Planet. It's supposed to line up. That I just want to get like obscenely fucked up and just laugh at
No,
their
you see what you've just done, Waffle,
Yeah.
you've just basically created a new CBJ event
Of
instead of the
just-
tailgate.
of us starting to link shit up.
Showing fucking shit and linking it up and just have everybody fucking hang out.
The clips by Floyd. And
Hey,
the
everything's
scene from
40% off, and let's see if fucking Dorothy is fucking Roger Waters.
Well, actually, I don't know if anyone saw the Oscars last weekend.
Oh my god.
There was a Wizard of Oz tribute, and they had
Pink
Pink
sang.
play. They had Pink
That's cool.
singing
There was
over
a-
the rainbow, and the whole time I'm thinking, why it would have been so much cooler if they got Pink Floyd to sing.
You mean the band
The
that's
Wizard
not
of Oz.
together and it doesn't play in this country
Two
together?
of them are dead.
It's very and 2 of them are dead, and it's really easy to go on Wikipedia and learn this shit. And classic rock fan, classic rock fan.
What the hell, floppy hair?
They got the Doors back for the Super Bowl, and they
The Doors?
He's
the
dead.
Who rather. I'm sorry, the Who.
And the 2 people in the Who that
I was gonna say, what Super Bowl was
wrote one
this?
song.
Did you have a seat alone?
They could have tried.
That's an amazing Super Bowl.
They could have made it happen.
Were you on that
Oh
fucking
no, that
cheese
was
whiz
terrible.
high?
That was a terrible halftime show.
terrible high.
Roger Daltrey forgot the words to Pinball Wizard.
Wait, hold on. Tony just said that's a terrible high, by the way. Cheese whiz high.
Yeah, the nitrous and cheese whiz doesn't get you up.
Oh,
Hey, Jerry, everybody.
hashtag funniest
Hey,
thing I heard
is
tonight.
that in all seriousness? Is that called Wizards?
What?
Wow, that was good.
So weapon?
That was a little. That was kind of okay.
No, I
He
don't
said
get it.
he's like, would those be called wizards then?
whippets and
Wizards.
Oh.
Oh.
Have you ever done a whippet, Ed?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever smoked pot?
No, actually.
Ed's closest experience to drugs is watching Wolf on Wall Street when Leonardo DiCaprio lists the drugs he takes. Am I?
No, I didn't have my first beer until I was like 19.
Okay.
Never smoked. Never had any kind of drugs.
You understand though, if you want to write, you should do all these things at least once. I'm serious.
I've been told this. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
The
read
writers, the best writers have experienced everything.
you like Grant Morrison?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You should look at his repertoire. You should read Flex Mentallo, the guy on drugs in the alley contemplating his life. Is
I have read Flex.
Because if you ever do write for DC and The Flash is a forensics coach, not many people are going to buy that issue.
No.
I just want you to know. All right.
Steve Jobs says LSD was the life-changing experience that made him want to do what he did.
Not for nothing. That was a lot funnier than it was. Babyface, stop looking at your fucking phone and join the podcast.
I'm listening. I'm setting up the next segment.
There's
I want to leave it with a trank then.
I'm really proud of Babyface for being sober, but at the same time, I hate it for the podcast. I really do. We've lost our edge because Babyface is sober.
Oh.
Well,
We gotta find you something that doesn't make you a fucking maniac and break your nose. Why don't you do like bath salts?
Have I become that bored?
we can find some research chemicals.
I mean, maybe this isn't the best place to be having this conversation.
Kenny, let's
What
find
if
some
we
Aussies.
have Babyface work the board and I get drunk?
Let's get some MAOs.
Why don't you
Would
get
you
drunk
get drunk?
working the board? That would make it that much better. Maybe we'd have like all reverbed out shit.
Maybe everything would be the same level.
You know?
Don't get drunk. Come on, Ed. Here, have the wine.
Yeah,
Merry
there you go.
Christmas.
Ed. Give Ed some wine.
Merry Christmas.
Wind up that water.
Drink it.
Maybe we should give him a psychotropic.
It's a token of
One us has been
friendship.
dead the whole
Now,
time.
Tony, what's the difference between a psychedelic drug and a psychotropic?
I'd like to learn.
That is one of the greatest answers ever. There you go, I like that.
But you know what? You know what? I have to say, Waffle, there's going to be people who are listening going, alone. Because when people are alone,
Yeah.
they go, I really don't know the difference. So
Yeah.
why don't you tell them?
It's a different associated feeling. A psychedelic would be like shrooms, LSD, where it disassociates you, you lose a little bit.
Don't tell me.
I'm looking at you just because there's a mic in front of
That's what
me.
I'm saying. If anybody at this table knows,
Yeah.
it's me.
And what is a
A
psychotropic?
psychotropic would be something like marijuana,
Yeah.
where it's more of a it's more dissociates. It's more like alcohol. It doesn't open up the floodgates and you don't start seeing shit. Put it that way. Things don't breathe. You don't have the thoughts. It doesn't open up the thought processes that something else does. Mm-hmm. It's what it does to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get some DMT and have a trip.
Yeah.
So have I become boring?
What?
Ayahuasca, sir.
You can never be boring, Babyface.
I
Next
assume,
question.
I mean, I'm not as lively.
Next question. Since Babyface stated last week that I am the king of the email, this is from Chris Carbonaro.
Okay.
I will gladly reign all over the listener email portion of the podcast. No one is fucking with me, not even jerk off.
Whoa.
I smell a challenge.
Shots are fired.
Them's are fighting words.
Chris also texted me saying he has a question he'd like me to bring up that I wasn't here to answer last week.
Okay.
Who would win in the fight, the Hulk or Hellboy? The
Uh-huh.
Hulk.
Hulk, Hellboy thing.
Hulk. Not even adding the thing, Hulk.
Yeah.
The Hulk has punched people around planets.
Hulk is
like,
strongest there is.
Yeah, and Taco's not making it like a facetious joke. He's
No.
like Superman Hulk because Superman's plateaued forever. He can't get better.
Yeah.
The Hulk, you piss him off that little bit more, he got a little bit stronger. And World War Hulk pretty much proved that his rage is infinite.
Two of us chose Hellboy because we missed you.
Not to be insensitive to the disabled, but I just can't think of another way to explain it. But there's strength and there's retard strength.
Yeah.
And the Hulk has retard strength.
And it's even better now because he's got the retard
max.
strength with the mind.
I can control these muscles.
And a suit of armor.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week. Love always. Fuckhead Chris Carbonaro.
Thank you, guys.
He wrote fuck you. Thanks, Chris.
Do you have any more emails?
Yeah,
Daddy wants to know.
Ed O'Hare.
Oh no, you.
Whoa! Someone just sent one in. We got one as I was about to close out, as I was just loading.
Oh, cool.
Hello, all. Question: do any of you guys prefer reading comics in collected editions or single issues? If so, what are the pros cons in your opinions? It depends on the book.
We all read in single issue for the most part because we're always here, so
Yeah.
it's easier. But some series are better off in trades.
I
to be
reread a
honest.
lot of the Hellboy universe stuff when it's a trade because it's one sitting and it's all the miniseries together.
The thing that I have to say about the argument for floppies to trades is you do get you get a quicker upload, so to speak. You know, when you're reading a trade than you do a floppy.
Yeah.
If you're the type of person that, you know, had horrible reading comprehension scores, you should wait for trades. You know, because if you're reading something like Jupiter's Legacy,
you're gonna be
remembering
got-
month to month.
or the Sandman Overture,
which is what 3 months now.
you got to reread
six.
shit anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, so but I mean, for me, when I collected, I didn't own a trade. Everything was floppy.
I own things in trades that I just don't want to have the issues of. It's like space. I can display trades better. That's the only real pro in my mind when it comes to trades versus floppies, is that on a shelf a bunch of fucking bags and boards looks really nasty, but a bunch of trades look I have a little library shelf kind of deal.
Look,
but the other
spine
one
says something cool.
I like letter columns. I like an editor or a writer telling me something.
Right. I mean, like that was my problem. Like with a series like Powers.
Yeah.
One of my favorite part of Powers was reading fucking, you know, the letters.
That's,
You know, that Bendis would respond to, because Bendis pulled no punches and would
Yeah.
be like, look, fuck you, you're an idiot.
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah. You know, the Powers letters column was one of my favorite. I mean, Powers is a great book, but the fucking letters column was one of my favorite things to read every month.
Walking Dead's letters.
Yeah.
It's like there's no other book that I watch any employee get to the end and keep reading. You know what I mean? Like I know personally, me and Tiger read almost all the letters in every month's issue, now with other week's issue.
Yeah.
For Marvel's,
I read the answers to letters.
Hawkeyes.
Because then I know what the letter was.
Yeah, Hawkeye's was good because of the fact that it has a little soundtrack thing at the end. It's like, this is what you can listen to while you read Hawkeye. But the Deadpool ones have just been fucking hilarious. All because you have Hossein and Dugan answering as Deadpool and just going nuts.
That's good. That's like when Dan Slott used to do it for Ren Stimpy as Stimpy.
Yeah.
Ask Dr. Stupid.
I have a question about newsletters. Do you think that DC got rid of their their letter column because they're afraid of what people are going to say?
DC got rid of their letter columns. I'm going to say it's my guess. It's a monetary issue. They wanted to keep a lot of things at $2.99.
Page number.
But right before the 52, they brought it back for a period of
Well,
time.
also the other thing you have to figure is they pick and choose what letters go in that column. So you know it's not like no one's gonna say anything good, and no one's gonna say anything bad. You know,
Well, no.
Fear of
The
hate.
Marvel letter columns.
Is
There's
everyone-
plenty of people who say things bad.
One more day. Oh, I'm sorry, Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Issue 2 of Brand New Day, the top of the letter columns. Send us everything you hate about what we're doing. We'll print all of it.
but that's what I'm saying is they choose what to put in those letter
I understand
columns.
that. Yes,
They
but
choose
they're
to
not-
play
they do.
hateful.
But they're not
because-
afraid to, is the point.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making is they wouldn't be afraid. They wouldn't be afraid of what people would say. Because
You sure about that? DC seems plenty.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, if there's a 2 or 3 page letter column, they're gonna choose what letters they print.
No, I understand
No, you're
that.
right.
Yeah.
But Marvel has taken the high road a lot of times and printed a lot of letters that are negative or completely hateful about the book you just finished fucking reading.
And I'm sure they've had editors and writers try to defend them or give some kind of response to it.
No, there's a lot of times where there's no response.
It's just the posted hate.
Yeah. There's just, they leave it at that.
Almost like a forum post where it's just kind of like.
And you gotta respect that.
No, yeah. It's,
You know, that's part of my problem with, I don't know, man. I don't know exactly what DC, what they're doing, who it is that they're concerned with, if it's the fan or if it's the ability to catch up to Marvel in movies, or you know what I mean, or but
it's faceless. You're saying.
I've read Marvel comics from cover to cover for a long time in my life. I mean, that's where I started reading comics. Then I started reading DC comics, and it just seemed like even back then, it's they could do no wrong. You know what I mean? Like there's when you go back and you look and you read floppies and you read the letter pages and bullpen bulletins and shit like that Marvel had, and you look back at stuff that DC published, it always seemed that DC takes the safe route, where Marvel No, Marvel wants you to say, I don't like this. You know, and there would be rebuttals, you know, and then sometimes there's no rebuttal. And I think that's why, for me, that was the company that, when I was laying down my money week after week, picking up my pull list, that I spent money on, because I felt like they kind of respected me a little bit more. They respected my opinion. It wasn't just that they were spoon feeding me shit. And you saw stuff change in Marvel more, where they got,
because they listened to
they got writers in. I mean, Bendis came in. Bendis, everybody fucking gives him a hard time now. And my thing is, fuck you. The guy's a great writer. But when Bendis came into Marvel, Bendis was a guy from my generation who read what I read and started bringing in these obscure characters and referring to shit that kind of seemed forgotten, that all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, I remember that. It was all of a sudden, to me, Bendis was the first time that it was a fan who can write, who started writing for the big two. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that blew my mind. Like, this guy, he gets it. You know, you read Alias. Jesus.
Yeah, so good.
Still good.
The shit you see in Alias. And everybody, a lot of people shy away from it just because of the fact that it's the same name of a TV show.
Yeah.
But it's not. But I just, I don't know, man. I
had
think
a similar-
DC stays away from letter pages right now because there's a lot of negativity that's floating around from the fan base. People are buying and reading because you gotta, you want to. You know, there's a lot of people who can't imagine. You know, I've been collecting Batman for 20 years. I can't stop reading. You know, or whatever. But it just, to me, the lack of the letter page,
The community feels like a community. It
but
feels like you know who the creators are too.
no, absolutely. And the fact that it's not there, to me, is suspect.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like, you know, come on, man, let people tell you and publish. You know, the people who don't like what you're doing.
There's one small thing that DC doesn't do anymore that Marvel does that bothers me. How
Now, this is a guy who's a lifelong DC fan.
I am. I would say that, my heart is totally DC. The end of a Marvel book shows you the cover to the next issue, so you can get excited over it. DC used to do that. They don't do that anymore, and they haven't done that in a while. I love that to see, like, oh, cool, that cover looks awesome. I can't wait till it comes out.
I mean, it just, the place where that would go is the letters column. There's really
No,
no
that last page.
No.
Just the last page.
Marvel has issues that the back cover, and then the opposite page of the back cover is the cover.
Yeah, it tells you the creators again.
Yeah, I mean Ed, I get you love DC, but you need to be more of a comic fan and look at both of the big two and read a lot of both. And to your defense, I didn't read a lot of DC until I started working in comic stores, and that was in late 80s. I started reading DC, and I'm like, oh, all right, you know, this is good. This, you know, but there's just, and I'm right now. Understand, me saying this is to my detriment. I own a comic book store. Me talking bad about anything, but the fact of the matter is, Marvel does a better job of keeping the fans and their readers feeling like these are our books than DC does.
I really am not a fan of the new the Channel 52 pages, like in the back of every.
They're
DC
unnecessary.
book. I don't get what's going
see,
on.
I love that because I feel
Completely
like
unnecessary.
that's something that ties you into what else is going on. You know what else is going on that week, and you could pick up. Oh, that seems interesting.
But here's what I'm going to tell you. And I've asked a lot of people how they feel about this. You're number one who has said that you like it.
And I was going to say, outside of
Oh,
that,
you've asked. Okay.
Marvel doesn't need a 3-page story every week to tell you that the universe is together.
But understand, everyone else that I've asked are people who. There's not a lot of people anymore who just read this and who just read Marvel, just read DC. Everybody reads a bit of both because they realize
There's good stuff.
for me to really enjoy what comics are, I can't stick to one company. There's no way. If you stick to DC, think in a writing sense. Who are you limiting yourself to? Snyder. Seriously.
Johns.
Lemire.
I'm taking upwards of 2 people.
But Jeff
Yeah.
Johns, start strong,
And then.
Yeah.
got a great idea.
Well, and, you know, and-
Loeb, start strong, and he did it with the Hulk in Marvel. Red Hulk.
Yeah.
And then just peters out and disappears after a while. The thing that I have to say about Slott, Bendis, they don't peter out. They don't. There's people who get angry because there's people who love conforming to a non-conformist conformity and complaining about anything that is there and is solid and has been there for a while. Not for nothing. These guys have been solid. Bendis has been tossed on books he's never been tossed on. What has he done? Excelled.
Guardians.
You know, and once again, I need you to understand, this is not me bashing a company.
Mm-hmm.
It's an experienced comic book reader giving you my very, 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 very knowledgeable opinion that.
Yeah, I mean that I have been reading. You know, I've been picking up every Image in Vertigo #1. I've been reading a lot of the number
Whoa.
ones.
But-
was that
but-
second word? That's owned by DC? It doesn't change. The ideology's still there.
Vertigo, Image are creator owned. Different animals.
Yeah.
To really discuss the big two, you gotta read the big two. And you gotta read them parallel when they're both doing their events, when they're both doing their things to build up readership. New 52, Marvel Now. Marvel Now has shit all over New 52. And it's got nothing to do with sales. I can give a shit if somebody sells more than somebody else. You're gonna tell me that, you know, the Nathan's hot dog is the absolute most, which I don't know, is the most consumed hot dog in the land, and everybody eats it, and 90% of Americans love Nathan's. But I know that me cooking at home and making a meal and not eating that shit is better for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that.
That was a very weird analogy.
Weird way to go about it.
But
It was a good analogy.
you know what I mean? If I was to make my own hot dogs, they're gonna be healthier than fucking Nathan's, you know? But, I don't know, it just,
Image has some awesome letter columns.
Yeah.
Just pointing that out.
Now you want to have fun with letter
the thing that I've always felt is that, and that surprised me, and I talked about this with an old colleague at another comic shop, is Vertigo should really have letter columns.
Sure.
Because people are so passionate about the Vertigo books.
Unwritten would probably have some of the greatest fan theory,
Yeah.
like built around it.
Could you imagine letter columns in Sweet Tooth?
All those
Letter columns in Preacher?
Fables.
Oh, Fables,
still
forget
out.
about it.
The
man.
matter of just people sending pictures. Like Chew. People send pictures of their cats in every issue, like next to Chew issues.
And that's the thing, like Marvel
Just
has
fun.
their icon imprint, which is kind of their Vertigo, and you sometimes have you have 5 pages of letters.
Yeah.
You know, in that stuff.
And we've been in one of those comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Kick-Ass.
Letty Miller
Really?
put in how many pages of just retailers that put a poster up?
Yeah, we were in
Right.
Kick-Ass.
We put up. We were in Kick-Ass #1.
And that was a Marvel published book.
Yeah.
You know, you really saying to the creators, hey, it's your book, do what the fuck you want, you know? I don't even know how we got on the subject.
I don't know. That's a cool tangent.
It was letter columns. Gotta
But
say. I one little bit of respect I have right now is that DC's doing for the first time in a while an off-season event. It's not the summer. It's not the spring.
Sure.
We have a fall into early year event. It's not terrible. It's doing its thing. It's not confusing. It's not up there with something like Identity Crisis by far.
I think it's actually should be spread out more, because I feel like if you're not reading Forever Evil, you have no idea that there's an event going on, because it hasn't touched any of the other
I'm
books.
halfway through Forever Evil, and
Not a lot's happened. It feels like. I don't know.
yeah, it's
No.
but also it's
The stakes.
it's such a huge thing that has happened.
Yeah.
You know, and
It should touch the other books.
It should really. It should be touching the other books in a major fucking way.
Well,
100%
Charlie Witch
true.
said 3 words, and it was a single event that touched every Marvel book in the line.
I feel like
it was
every-
standalone
Well, I
series
think
time.
it with this
Right.
event, because they made such a big deal during Villains Month, I think, that shockwave has definitely run
But
its
it
course.
hasn't continued, because
See,
right
but-
now villains should be taking over all
I think
the books.
if
kicking
Forever
ass.
Evil had been a bi-weekly, you might have been able.
No, it's Reach. There's no Reach in the fucking
But
company.
wait,
This is-
all major events are usually monthlies, and the fact that you did Villains Month, which is leading up to Forever Evil, and you did 3D covers or hologram or whatever the fuck they are, and then now everything is self-contained in pretty much Forever
Yeah.
Evil,
And 3
Arkham War, Argus, and
Justice
Rogues.
the only tie-ins
Rogues.
are Justice League and Constantine.
And, yeah.
And the Trinity of Sin books.
Right.
Pandora and Stranger.
One thing I need,
Stranger.
like,
It's not affecting.
You just named
It's not
like
affecting.
a good,
not
a
half.
good portion.
It's not affecting the Superman line
many
of
Green
books.
Lantern books
It's
are
not
there?
affecting the Batman
5.
line of books.
There's 5 Green
We're in the middle
Lantern
of
books.
0 year with Batman when there's supposed to be an earth-shattering event, and that's my problem. I'm reading Forever Evil, and I know nothing major is going to happen because their flagship title, Batman, isn't tying into it.
what?
Something does happen because our book got canceled.
I have
It's
to
spoiled
point-
months ahead what's going on.
There's something
And
I need to
Nightwing's going
point
away.
out.
Huh?
Nightwing's going away. That's what's happening.
Big
But,
deal.
but think of it this way too: the flagship,
But wait,
flagship
wait,
line is
wait,
2
wait.
storylines right now.
But wait, but Batman is in the middle of his own two
I just said 2 storylines.
Yeah.
two major storylines: Gothtopia and 0 Year, and there's Forever Evil that's not done yet. How is that a major story arc if Batman, fucking man?
He's not involved enough, but he's still in for.
It's like Marvel having a major story arc and the X-Men are not involved.
Except for one.
But one thing I want to say
Not
is,
having it.
during Civil War, when Daredevil was
That's the only one.
when Daredevil was in jail in his
Yeah.
own book, Danny
Yeah, but
ran
it was
to
explained.
But it was
why.
explained. Yes,
It was
I'm
explained.
not arguing you, but it was very well explained.
This is the world. Power is out. There's monitors saying we are in control.
Yeah.
And,
I know it's a
and
nothing.
Gothtopia is going on, and Batman's in his past.
No, what I wanted to say though was during Civil War in Daredevil's book, he's no longer in it because he's in jail. Whereas Nightwing right now in Forever Evil has been in a chair, like tied up. So in his book, he shouldn't be in his own book right now. There should be someone else doing other things.
Well, they're-
his cast
they're
of
doing
characters should be taking over the book.
Or his book right now should be him sitting in a fucking chair,
Thinking.
being introspective and saying, "Fuck, I might die."
And like,
I could die. It should be 27 pages of I could die at any moment.
One panel.
Well, it's
every
because
page.
they wanted.
Thank you.
Because
There
they
you
wanted
go.
Kyle.
I got claps from the studio audience.
It's because they wanted Kyle Higgins to be able to finish his run.
But
And I'm
still,
sure
it
they've
doesn't
already said
connect.
issue 30, which is going to be the last.
Oh, he
issue.
can.
That's
finish
why
his
Marvel
story
has the
in their
Marvel
character.
Retreat and DC doesn't have a retreat. Marvel every year has a Marvel, and this is me talking to Dan Slott
Multiple
in my
times.
car. In my car, sitting in my passenger seat. They have the Marvel Retreat where
what are you
here's what's
doing?
going to happen.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? What are your ideas? Who do you want to bring up? How are we going to work this out? And Dan has told me, there's been great plot points, things he's wanted to bring up that have gone so far on the back burner, no matter how great they are, because he's gone into these meetings and said, wait, I can't do that yet.
Yeah.
I got to do this now. Or I got to do this now and wait for that later.
Something like that. I've never seen a DC writer say. When they were writing House of M, Avengers vs X-Men was already fully planned. That's a 8 year span. Avengers vs. X-Men was in the fucking line. Can you tell me DC's future plan when they a year before New 52 they went fuck new books?
I think you're right.
Final
that
Crisis
is part of
just
that is part of the
DC
problem.
universe doesn't feel like a universe. It feels like a company that puts out superhero books.
It feels like, that's a valid point. It feels like a solar system with planets.
Yeah.
You've got the Batman planet.
the way the 52 was.
Planet.
But I gotta tell you, I love the story that Kyle Higgins is doing on Nightwing right now.
We're not saying it's a bad story.
We're not attacking the work.
because it's completely different.
No, they're fine.
All of
They're
those
fine.
things are
They're
standalone on their
fine
own.
stories, but earth-shattering event, Forever Evil, affecting one of your flagship titles, Justice League, and Justice League of America.
The Justice League's been gone, but then therefore they're in their own books.
If
so.
the Justice League is gone, who's in the Justice League? Batman, Superman. Then what the fuck is going on in their books?
And if you look at the way they're planning this out, everything is going to be reacting after Forever Evil is over. All of the Superman, all those Bat books.
But
are
if I'm
going
a
to be up to
reader,
date.
if I'm a reader and I walk into this comic shop today, and I say I used to read DC, what's the big event that's going on? Well, Forever Evil. So I pick up Forever Evil 1 through 6. Are there any tie-ins? Well, yeah, it's in Justice League right now,
Suicide
and it's
Squad.
in Constantine. That reader's gonna go, Constantine? You mean Hellblazer from Vertigo? Yeah. All right, I guess I got to pick that up. Well, I was always a Batman fan, and I was always a Superman fan. I was a Wonder Woman fan, and I was a Flash fan. Pick up all those books. You go home and you read them, and you say, all right, so this is going on. This is major. According to Forever Evil and Justice League. And there's an Arkham War going on, but Batman is in his past.
Yeah, but there's
a Gothtopia going on where there's
just
a Catwoman.
just because the titles come out on the same day doesn't mean they happen in the same time.
But they should. Is
They
what we're trying
should.
to say. It's a
But
cohesive
don't have
world.
to.
No, but Ed, you're missing. Look,
No, I see your point, and
You're
I'm
missing-
telling you, to me, it
it's
doesn't
not
matter.
it's not my
You're
point.
the minority.
It's not my point. It's not my point. What it is
It's frustrating.
is that you've got to have guy who's a big DC fan like you, Ed. You got to have a cohesiveness. You can't throw people all over the fucking place. And my argument that will trump yours is, I see it in the register.
There's a
You
pie
understand
chart.
my point? There are people who will pick up more Marvel and cut back on the DC.
I have a theory about the 52 that's quick and easy. If they restarted all of their titles to number 1.
52, by the way. Are there 52
Oh,
titles
no,
still?
not even.
That the weekly books are supposed to fill in the gaps.
Right.
But
Which is
Marvel taught us with the Marvel Now, if you restarted all of your books at number 1, people like to start from the beginning. If DC didn't change their universe, but just stopped all of them and
They would've sold
restarted
so
number
many
1,
books.
boom, people would have been collecting regardless if you never changed your universe.
how many people like
'Cause
cut
people-
Polis completely of DC when they went?
What's
they
that?
How many Polis did we lose? Like a handful, right? When people like they were completely restarted.
We
DC?
had a customer by the name of Mr. DC. You know what he collects now? The only thing on his pull list?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who magazine.
Wow.
He walked away. New 52.
This guy was a regular customer for me at Jim Hanley's. In the 80s, I remember this guy, Charlie Rothenhausen, coming in and buying everything DC published. Everything. This guy's reading DC's my age for at least 30 years. New 52, he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Give me Doctor Who magazine.
But I guarantee you had 10 times as many more people.
That
But
stopped
they-
coming
they
in after
dropped.
issue 3.
It dropped. It
Yes.
How many pull lists did we have for number 1s that we had a short box of every other book to put out?
gone.
All these Marvel number 1s. people
DC
can buy it.
understands the buzz thing and Villains Month. Plenty of people pulling shit. Villains Month is over. It doesn't really tie into Forever Evil. All those people are gone. Gone.
Nobody's coming in when I had all those 3D covers. What comes next?
What does everybody love about comic books? And what is a word that you probably use in your life only to talk about comic books?
Continuity.
Thank you, Waffle. Exactly. Continuity.
But
no continuity right now. None. You gotta look at DC as a solar system, and there's planets. So when people come in, now Eddie, I'm a retailer. I'm looking to make money. Somebody comes in. I don't introduce them to DC because I know I can't.
It's confusing.
I'm going to introduce them to the Batman Jupiter planet or the Superman Saturn planet
or the Wonder Woman Pluto.
That's it.
Or Martian Manhunter Mars.
You can't.
But I don't see a difference.
He made him funny.
I don't see a difference.
You don't know. Wait, Ed, and don't take offense. You don't see a difference because you're ignorant. You're ignorant because, don't take offense. We learn when we're taught, and I'm teaching you right now.
Okay.
You have only read one of the big two. When you read both, I was ignorant when all I read was Marvel. I started reading both and collecting both at a point. I learned. And I'm telling you from experience, right now, there was a time, 90s, Invasion, DC was fucking killing it. Right now, DC is fucking up. And they're in a tailspin right now.
People miss Superman's old
Tailspin.
costume.
How long do you think before Image, literally sales-wise, just goes above it? I say a year.
They have like
You don't think so?
No, I gotta be honest with you, I don't think Image will ever go above DC.
Okay.
But here's why. The reason is, there are people who have been collecting
legacy,
Superman.
yeah.
You've got people who are speculators who will always buy every Superman comic who come in. You know, we have people who have 2 Spawns on a pull list, bag and boarded. They're not going to give that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Image doesn't have
The staying power.
any series that are over 100 issues except Walking Dead, Savage Dragon, Spawn. Am I right?
Yeah.
Witchblade.
Witchblade.
The Top Cow stuff in
But
general.
that's Top Cow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Image proper.
No, I understand.
I think Image is a lot closer because of trades.
Okay.
But
Something I found out that I found interesting, Saga is outselling Walking Dead at the same issue numbers. Early issues of Saga
I
is
believe it.
completely blowing out Walking Dead numbers. But just this is me is going back to continuity for a second. And this is going to creator on stuff, which is yeah?
Yeah.
No, did you put a fist up?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Going back to creator on, which is a horse of a different color. Going to the fucking Hellboy stuff. One man controls 150 years of continuity, and it all makes sense. A system of people can't get 50 books under their belts.
Right.
They're changing Wonder Woman to fit the way she is in every other book to completely kill a beautiful creative team because it needs to fit the status quo of your shit line. This is one of the best books they have fucking going, and it's changing because it needs to look like she does.
Brian Azzarello, who you're talking about,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman,
God bless you.
is one of the most incredible creative voices that has ever set foot on the stage of comics. And what Waffle said right now is absolutely true.
Fucking beautiful thing getting taken away because some asshole needs to go, well, it needs to be like Justice League. Everything needs to be the same. God forbid creators create. There's the reason creators and creator. DC doesn't let creators create.
but that-
Editors tell them to write a script.
Okay,
Superman needs to do
all right,
this.
but what you're saying seems to contradict what Sacco was saying about continuity. Sacco just had this whole thing where there's no cohesiveness. There's no that one thing isn't affecting another book. And what you're saying is
Okay, no.
I didn't only have that thing.
So-
Babyface agreed, Waffle agreed.
Okay, no. And what I'm saying is
back to my point because I know exactly what point you're about to make. I understand it's separate books. It's a solo book for a reason. It has its own flavor. Hawkeye is in how many Avengers stories and how many different Marvel stories? And Hawkeye has the same flavor. I understand that she might act a little differently. But that's a high fucking selling book. That's one of your best creative books on your creative line, created by creators. And you're stifling the creativeness.
they're not stifling creativity.
No, because they're
Brian Azzarello is choosing to stop.
Because they're probably hassled him. We don't know what goes on
But
behind
you don't
closed
know
doors.
that.
No, but here's the deal. Wait,
We don't know what goes on.
Here's what I can tell you that you don't know. Here's what I can tell you and I'm not going to say any fucking names. I am friends with plenty of creators, and a lot of creators, including people who have been in the industry for a really fucking long time. And next time we take a break, I will tell everybody at this table the name. DC gives too many fucking notes. Notes in the industry are, you hand in a script, you get a note. Change this, change that.
Yeah.
You revise the script, you get a note. Change this, change that. There's a lot of writers who are not interested anymore in working on characters that they love, that they grew up reading, because they get inundated with notes from DC, Warner Brothers, because there's a possible movie that never fucking happens, and when it does happen, it sucks.
Wonder Woman's too confusing for a movie.
The notes that come down are ridiculous. Sony, Marvel, the notes on Spider-Man, because Marvel handled it correctly, where Sony has no rights in the comic book world. DC was broke. They had to have parent companies come in, loan.
Well, yeah, it's different.
Money
They have a corporate parent, so that it's the Warner.
Marvel has a corporate parent too, and Disney, the biggest corporate parent I could think of.
Because
But they still don't fuck around with them. Disney said their investment in Marvel is
that exactly what
that's
you
it.
said.
Yeah, but
Disney basically said, you don't fuck with a good thing.
Okay, but Disney's owned Marvel for a few years now. Warner Brothers has owned DC for almost 40 years.
And Disney's
Because
got to make any fucking steps.
DC was in trouble. Marvel wasn't in trouble.
They just made some money.
Marvel was in the black. DC's been in the red.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
but we're talking like the 60s.
No, I'm not talking about the 60s.
no.
DC was in the red in
Yeah.
the early 2000s.
Yeah, but no, Warner Brothers has owned DC Comics since the 60s. They have been a corporate parent, and that has always been the case. That's the thing that's always been shocking about the movies, is that Warner Brothers never had to buy rights or anything like that. They just had it sitting there.
But Warner
doing
Brothers,
anything with it.
you gotta understand, Warner Brothers owning DC is like me owning a blue chip stock. And I'm gonna sit on it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna give it any attention.
Yeah.
Not until Christopher Reeve made Superman. You know what I'm saying? Then, alright, now I've gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
And DC wants to get into the movie making thing.
But that has always been the case. That was the case when Grant Morrison wrote Arkham Asylum.
The difference is, though, Ed, what you're missing is that hasn't always been the case with Marvel. We're not talking about parent companies, and we're talking about comics.
Okay.
Making comics, solid fucking comics. Marvel's always paid a lot more attention to who's reading their comics. The Fantastic Four, which Waffle can wax poetic on. Who was the Fantastic Four read by? It was read by kids. Stan Lee, Kirby, Marvel noticed really quickly, shit, these are guys who are going for their fucking PhD that are reading this book. We gotta step up our game. And they catered it to those guys.
Reading early 60s DC stuff versus early 60s Marvel stuff, when Marvel was taking its stranglehold and its foot's out of the dirt from coming out of what Timely and stuff, it was looking at two different animals on the table. Mm-hmm. It was apples
Because
and
if you
oranges.
look at the 60s, you look at Batman, all of a sudden going from, if you've read early 60s Batman, which I've read a lot,
It gets ridiculous.
it's great.
Yeah.
Incredible. And then the TV show started. And then it's comical bullshit.
It's camp.
It's complete
They couldn't separate it.
camp. And I'll tell you, Ed, as somebody who's a writer and somebody who respects good writing, if that happened right now and Snyder is writing fucking Batman and then there was a TV show that all of a sudden it's like, you know what, we gotta pay attention to this, and completely fucking 360 what's going on in your comics as a comic reader, you're not going to be happy.
Marvel does that very subtly.
That's what happened. That's what happened back then. So, Warner Brothers, not a good influence. Even if it's going on for that long, it's not a good influence. But they can put an editor-in-chief in charge who is going to maybe muscle up a bit more for the readers. I'm not a fan of Dan. Gail Simone, somebody I've met, somebody I've spoken to, somebody who's a very, very nice person, somebody who really cares and is a fan of the comics she's writing, got booted off through an email. And we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then she's back. And you could say, well, she didn't have to come back. She's got to fucking make her bills. Marvel wasn't saying, hey, we got a Wasp book. You want to write it? She's got to take it back. We here at the shop, because we're in New York, and there are some creators who live here in Staten Island, and there's creators that we're close with, we hear the real deal. A lot of them don't want to fucking deal with the bullshit right now at DC. They just don't. There's a lot of creators who their dream project is Batman. You ain't getting anywhere fucking near it. No way. Not now.
There's no fledgling book that they can try them on even.
No.
Stuff.
And honestly, DC fans, it's sad. Talon. And you read Talon. You've read Talon. Talon's incredible. Talon is one of the freshest,
It's a new DC hero.
great new DC book that Snyder helped bring up. And it's canceled. Animal Man.
Outstanding.
So good.
One of the fucking best books of the new 52. Canceled.
Even a lot of the books that were really good, now that they're canceled, it's even hard to sell the trade because it's like, okay, like I Vampire I love.
Yeah.
Demon Knights.
Vampire
Demon Knights
was-
was amazing.
Brilliant. Canceled.
Destro had its low moments, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein was good. And that was Jeff
Agents of
Lemire.
Shade.
Frankenstein came out of nowhere.
Fresh. So, new life. DC Universe, new life. Exciting. Canceled.
That was one of the best minis in Flashpoint. That
Oh
Frankenstein
my
one.
God.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
I remember back when you were guys
But
talking
I mean,
about
you know,
the
that
first time.
I mean that's you know, and I've had this conversation, but we had this talk before. You know, the reason those were all canceled is sales.
True.
Sales. Why?
Because people didn't buy them.
Why?
I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. Just tell me. What,
Why?
Because they were
Why-
different.
Why,
or what?
why weren't they buying them?
May I jump into this?
Go.
Alright, your book gets canceled, there's no sales. There's no sales because people don't like the way it's written. If you don't like the way it's written, it's because they're being just like...
No.
Well,
You're going in his favor.
No.
You're arguing against Sokka's point.
Because they don't. I guess what you're gonna say is because they don't know about it.
No. Absolutely. They don't know about it. And
Because DC doesn't promote those off books
It-
enough.
Don't promote anything. That's
Even
not
our
bad.
teams on some of those small books. If you threw like Jim Lee on Frankenstein, then be like, oh, what the hell is this? I'm gonna pick this up. But if you give the smaller creators to the smaller books, then they're not gonna pass. Now you look at Aquaman, a character that everyone had no faith in. You throw Jeff Johns on it, and boom.
Babyface. Who's writing Moon Knight?
Warren
Right.
Ellis,
Who wrote Moon Knight before?
Bendis,
Who's writing Hawkeye? The Hawkeye's ongoing.
Fraction. Marvel gives these ancillary characters to major creators. I don't know what the reason is with DC. They won't do it. They don't do it. Deathstroke. Liefeld?
Yeah.
He's on
Put it this way.
One of the greatest stories, just the mythos. Hawkman. Hawker. It's one of the great romance stories of all time. Of any comic.
Great.
DC can't fucking get it right. The last guy who got it right, who was it? Jeff Johns?
Jeff Johns, yeah.
Hawk,
that
that was
lasted for a
my
while.
favorite. That got me back into DC in 2003, 2004. Holy shit. This is awesome.
Well, it's funny because that's what I was going to say before is what you were saying about Bendis. That's the way I feel about Jeff Johns' run on JSA. That brought all those really oddball, quirky characters
done
from
now.
50 years ago. And, you know, he brought them
Agreed.
back to life.
That was an
but you know
amazing
what?
And that was
series.
what DC, those
But you heard what I
DC
said
like-
before.
But it doesn't exist anymore.
Ed, what I said before was Jeff Johns, Jeff Loeb, start strong, peter out. It's almost like DC uses them as a starter. Get us going. Get us going with something. People are going to buy it because of the name. And that's the thing. Finally, comics realize that the writers are going to sell books. But I don't know, man. DC does it. John's Loeb. John's, you know,
Well,
they
Loeb's
use
Marvel
it.
now.
They use it right, but they use
Mark
it too
Waid used to
much
be big on DC.
for that jumping on and then it disappears.
That was. I feel like the Finch contract was a waste at this point. You guys signed Finch to like a exclusive
yeah.
contract. It was a complete waste of fucking time and money on their end. But I remember this from us doing Secret Origins. You didn't really collect much before the New 52, no?
I collected trades,
Okay.
you know.
But going back to what you said before, you buy number ones of Image stuff and then you wait for a trade.
Listen,
You don't continue stories.
I just want to say very carefully.
Yes. Oh no, this is not an attack on any single
It's
person.
not. It's not a beat up on Ed thing. It's
Yeah,
we're pointing
it's
things out.
making it's making a point.
Yeah. No. I'm getting with the number ones.
Yeah.
Why can't you give anything that's not an Image or Vertigo number one? I hate saying Vertigo because you read old DC. Anything else the chance that's not like a Marvel number one? Why can't Moon Knight number one make you go, I want to read you. You're a number one. I can get into this. Oh look, New Warriors number one.
Well, you
I
said
want to
you
read
like-
you.
you like
I want
Thor.
to get into this. Thor was cool. I like that one issue. I don't want to read it anymore.
Well, no, I mean, kind of the thing was I would read DC for the
No.
superhero.
I mean personally. No, but right now, but why is Jerkoff F number 2 gonna get you to look at it and read it before Marvel number 1 does? I want to know personally what it does.
Because those are the characters I connect.
But why can't you go try a new character? Do you try a new meal at a
Well,
restaurant?
I mean, there are only so many hours in the day.
I was never a
I have two
Daredevil
tattoos
fan.
from guys I just jumped into to try comics.
I was never
try their comics, tattoos of them because I love them. You never know what the fuck's gonna happen when you just blindly
And
jump
I-
into something. You read books for a fucking segment, man. I want you to read comics. I want comic love. I want you to read good Marvel books.
By the way, I have been reading those comics. I have been picking up a lot of those Image and Dark Horse.
No, but that's just
Dynamite
you're
trades.
pushing my fucking point.
But you're
Why
not-
is
you're not
Moon
continuing
Knight
to buy
number
them
one
the
by a
same.
very good writer and a good artist?
You say, why
Why
don't
can't
we
you just
continue?
take the step like it's a new Image number
He's
one?
just saying Marvel.
Oh, just Marvel? Well, just because I figure.
Moon Knight, I'm just harping. I'm just.
Okay, I
That's
figure
good.
I only have so many hours in the day. I already like the DC superheroes. I want to read comics that aren't about superheroes, and so that's why
Go read Hawkeye.
I read the first trade of Hawkeye, and I like that.
Good.
What
You
else?
know, I'm not saying it's.
Well,
No,
what
but I'm
makes
just
you
trying-
not want to continue it?
But that's what I'm trying to get is that you'll grab. I understand the whole superhero thing. You're talking to somebody who sells superheroes for a living. I still will go read as many superhero books as I want or can. I understand wanting to walk away from it. That's what everything else is a nice break.
Yeah, it's
But-
it's not that I'm
But
like
you don't know, like you can't. It's so hard to argue the point. Like Sako said, is that you're on one side. You're on like you're sitting on the fence, waving at the Marvel side because you can't walk the pathway down the middle and be a fan of both because you're not letting yourself. I want to watch you read a lot of comics and enjoy, and I want to talk to you about storylines
Yeah.
that I personally,
That
I
are
will
just
personally love
awesome.
that you've never read.
What I
You've
want-
never read Secret Wars, and that's beautiful. Squadron Supreme. You don't know what made Alan Moore want to write The Watchmen because you don't go back to read
because
more.
I know it's a big investment. And I don't want to just dive into that
can just
right
choose a
away. If I'm going
character,
to do it, I
though.
want to do it full bore.
Yeah, but you know what the beauty of it is, though, is
You don't
that
have to do a full
you, more than most people,
Right here.
the beauty of Comic Book Jones is read whatever you want.
I don't mean buy everything. I mean
Read what you want. Sit down.
I never
read
did
it.
buy it.
You have the ability to sit down and read a lot of stuff. And
And to be honest, I just would rather, if I'm going to use that time to read something, I'd rather read something creator owned.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't argue with that.
No, I'm not going to argue that at all.
But here's the thing. If I've only driven a motorcycle, I can't argue with somebody who's driven a motorcycle in a car. Can't. I don't know what a car feels like. I've sat in it. I've stepped on the brake. I've turned it on, which is all you've done with Marvel. I haven't taken it out for a ride and lived in it for a year. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Sit down and read that Infinity hardcover. You crack that Infinity.
For our purposes on the podcast, it's very novel. A DC guesses a Marvel, DC reads a Marvel, but as far as comics,
You might find your next favorite superhero. Like,
So you guys are. So what are you suggesting? That's
well, I was trying to say before, like
I'm
Daredevil.
suggesting if you love comics, you can't love one or two companies. I go around and I read everything in alphabetical order. I love shit from. I've loved shit from Antarctic, which
Yeah.
Marvel made fun of. I
I-
love
yeah.
shit from Avatar. Valiant. Fred Van Lente is writing
Oh, I
One of the-
love Archer and Armstrong and Quantum and Woody.
one of the
I
most
think both of
incredible
those
books.
are great.
Yeah, you did
Right.
the trade.
That's great. But you omit Marvel for a reason. You gotta get over it. If you really love comics, you gotta, especially if you're gonna be a host on a podcast, there's gotta be a point where you evolve and say,
Captain America kicks
Comics are
ass.
comics.
Stop, you've met my father. I grew up in a house literally getting told by a man who read comics going, Superman's a faggot. Superman is shitty. No, I'm not even joking. Batman's okay. Everything on DC kind of sucks. Superman's a piece of shit. He's overrated. Do you know what I did when I actually started going into a comic shop? The first trade I bought with my own money was a Superman trade to see what it was like. I bought Doomsday Wars because I didn't want to be closed-minded.
and you loved it.
I did. I love Doomsday Wars. I genuinely do. They get him stuck in the boom tube at the end.
Yeah.
That's the best way to get rid of Doomsday, non-violently.
I mean, the things I've been recommending to people the most lately have been Justice League the Nail,
Well,
It's so good. I love it.
and Superman Red Sun, and Superman, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
what happened to Elseworlds? Oh, there's Damien. Like, that's the one thing I do miss about DC, and this isn't like a attack. I just miss Elseworlds. I miss this story that doesn't need to be in continuity for 5 issues, 6 issues. That it's like, hey, look, a writer wrote something. Read it.
Go to my
Like,
I find that everything that I'm recommend when people say, "Well, what's going on with DC? What should I read?" Right away, I go to Batman, which is its own universe, and you can't deny it.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder is doing with Batman right now what hasn't been done since Rucka.
I was gonna say
Hush.
No, hush.
No, Rucka.
Grant
had a
Morrison,
sick
Grant Morrison
fucking
was
run.
kicking ass too for a while in Batman.
Everybody
But,
gets that Judd Winnick's from.
You know, as far as yeah.
Yeah, Red Hood.
As far as I can't recommend the other books I love. Why? Because they got canceled.
But there's still plenty of stuff out there. You still got Swamp Thing. You still got.
Yeah, but they're dwindling.
They're dwindling.
Yeah, circling
They're going
the
away. The
Yeah.
Swamp Thing was at its strongest when it was crossing over Rock World with Animal Man.
Yeah.
Animal Man is canceled.
It's still a hard. Swamp Thing's amazing. It's a hard sell though, because look at him. People look at him. It's like,
Let me tell you something. Back in the 80s, Swamp Thing was a hard sell, and I'm telling you, because I lived it when fucking
Moore
Alan
was
Moore
writing.
was writing it. DC people are thick. Thick-headed. It's so much easier for me to say to somebody who's read Marvel their whole life, check out Batman. All right. DC people, check out Captain America.
Tony,
I ain't gonna do
please
that.
stop fiddling with that.
Yeah, it's in front of the
picking
mic.
up on the mic and it's torturing me. So.
But do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got what you're
I'm not gonna do it. No.
Comics.
Yeah, exactly. It's not DC, it's not Marvel, it's not Image, it's not Dark Horse.
Comics.
It's fucking comics. If you do not open your mind to everything,
What happened to your voice?
Ivan Brunetti. Ivan fucking Brunetti.
Tails is on the
Have you ever read Ivan Brunetti?
What Tales Design of
No, Ivan Brunetti. I just
No.
said that
That's
as a
Michael
book that
Coppola.
Sokka loves. Yeah.
You don't get it. There's so much shit, and that's why when I opened this store, I said, I need space for a lounge where people can read what they want when they want.
Even the way everything is organized, it's completely alphabetized instead of separated by section.
People's faces when they're like, "Where's the Marvel section?" You're like, "Oh no, it's alphabetized." Oh.
That's
Like, oh,
why
no, I'll
when
find you stuff.
guys come in and they're like, I don't have time to read that. You bullshit with me
For
for
25
We'll give you
minutes.
free coffee.
fucking 40 minutes. Your time would be better, and I'm not telling you to buy it. Your time would be better spent grabbing Withershirmy over there by Ivan Brunetti, oversized, and read it. Read it.
We have people who come in just to read and they're just like, give us something good, and just like,
Yeah.
here you go,
I
send
love
lunch.
that. I genuinely love that.
Nick the Body does that how many times a week?
But it's funny, like, I've heard from colleagues in the industry who own shops, you're not going to make any money that way. But the amazing thing is, we've had people who sit here and come in here and say, oh, well, that's the reader. And they sit and they read, and then all of a sudden they start buying shit. The reader.
Yeah. No, I know.
Oh yeah.
Started buying trades.
That's the best example. Honestly, the best example to
That's
give.
just that's
At
just
one
a-
point,
yeah.
I gave the guy $10 in CBJ bucks because he spent fucking 150 in trades one day.
Jamie, I'm gonna use Jamie, who stands on the walls and reads constantly. There's somebody that wanders, like who's from the neighborhood, comes in.
Yeah.
He randomly buys books and just stuff.
If you like something enough, you're gonna buy
Get it? Yeah.
Hey, music. If like we all download
Well, I mean,
music,
that's the same. You know,
like
the
an
same
album
reason
enough, I buy
Costco
it.
gives out free samples.
But I will still buy an album if I liked it enough.
Yeah.
If I didn't work, well, actually, when I didn't work here, if I was told to check something out, I would sit, I would read, because I would hang out here for a couple hours. Liked it enough, I'd buy it.
But can you name one instance where you guys have handed me a number one and I haven't sat down and read it?
Absolutely.
But
No,
did
you
read
have.
number 2 when we gave it to you.
Dude, you have. My point is, you do a great job of picking up your DCs, and you've cut a lot of DCs from your pull list, where you used to get a lot of DCs, but you cut.
You get half of them now.
Yeah. So you yourself are saying, man, DC ain't doing
You
good."
cut Green Lantern this week.
You had two
cut Green
jobs.
Lantern.
Oh, is that why this is coming up?
No.
You had 2 jobs, and you cut half of your pull list. So you're not that happy with DC either,
Truly,
my friend.
You have like 2 Superman books left.
Exactly.
You got rid of like half of the Bat family, and you got rid of Green Lantern and Green Lantern 4.
But you have extra time right now.
At Storm Watch.
Sit down. Come in here. Read another memoir for free. For free.
I can
Read
stack
it.
you 5 trades right now that aren't events or specific like world-breaking storylines that are some of the best books I've ever read because and not because they're a character I love or anything. It's just good story.
Magneto number 1 that came
Fine,
in today
stack
was
them up. I'll
awesome.
read them.
Yeah.
But I gotta
That's
say,
just-
like,
that's
out of the
just
guys sitting at this table right now, I never, all of them have walked into shops that I was running. The only one I never pinned down for a specific fan of a certain company was Waffle. Because I could say to Waffle, check this out. His 12-year-old ass would plop down in the middle of the store, Indian style,
Gore-
and fucking read it.
Gore made me read April
And
when I
say-
was 14.
It was great. What else you got? That's a comic reader. And somebody who loves the medium. You can't love, and I learned this, you can't just love Bob. You can't love Phil. If you love comics, there's too much. That's why our store is laid out the way it is, in alphabetical order. There isn't a DC section. There isn't a Marvel
There's no indie
section.
section.
Walk the fucking wall and look. Otherwise, you're missing out.
It's like liking tacos but hating burritos when both are delicious.
All right. Whoa. I'm going to stop this right here. Because we have gone over 2 hours now.
Oh, have we?
We're
Yeah.
awesome!
And
It's just
pretty
tighter
much
than it.
the last 40 minutes, this heated discussion.
Which people will love.
Yes.
They will.
is-
Love it!
Is kind of, you know, the thing I had in mind when we started doing these things.
Yeah.
You look so scared.
No.
I wish I wasn't the only person on the baby
So, do we want to just read off the picks quick, just to give?
Everything next week that comes
Before
out.
anyone says anything, I've just been curious for about 20 minutes now why Sako brought Optic Nerve to the table.
Because it's so good. Is that what Pink
my
Frosting?
Sacco topic was I was going to grab a copy of Optic Nerve and a copy of Judge Dredd. And I was going to read a thought bubble from the main character of one book
And,
a thought bubble from the main character.
yes.
Meaning Judge Dredd because it's Judge Dredd Classic.
Yeah.
And it's Apocalypse War finale. So Judge Dredd is somebody who normally doesn't have much to say, where Adrian Tomine writes books where his characters have so much to say.
I'm trying to think through
With
all the
their
Judge Dredd I've
miserable
ever read.
lives.
I don't think I've seen more than maybe 10 thought bubbles in a Judge Dredd book. And it, like, at
Got my
once.
guns.
We had
So,
six
here's how it's gonna work.
times 90 days.
Alright, so this is from Optic Nerve, issue 2, Summer Job. What's the point, Mom? Are you gonna start charging rent or something? From Judge Dredd. In rebuttal. All unauthorized personnel clear this level. I told you it's not about money. I just don't want you to waste your summer vacation watching TV. You lose, creep. You can even go volunteer somewhere. I don't care what it is. Just all accounted for, Dredd. Well, find something by next week or else. I said okay, all right, Mom. I'd settle for just once. Sort him out, Anderson. That wasn't that good.
All right, Babyface, what's your pick for next week?
Oh, we're choosing everything.
Oh, was I?
Oh, you weren't done? I'm sorry.
Oh no, Edward. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's make sure we have time for Care and Believe in forensics.
They're gonna do a rainbow symbol.
Jesus.
We all.
Wcbj podcast comic book Jones. Yeah, okay. Just making sure I know where we're
I
at.
like my pick.
We chose everything.
I chose every Boom book.
Oh, yes.
Waffle chose Boom Studios.
I chose Boom as a company.
Originally chose Walking Dead, but since Waffle made the point that we're all excited
Yeah.
for it, I wrote everyone on that.
The books that Ed and Babyface chose immediately are the two books that we're all excited for, and I looked at the list, and that's really what I'm excited for next week.
So I
which
changed-
is Beast of Burden, which is a new one-shot.
Yes, Beast of
Yes.
Burden and Hunters
Finally.
and Gatherers. That's Ed's choice. My choice.
I just recently read Animal Rights, which is the hardcover for Beast
Yeah.
of Burden.
Beautiful.
It was
It's
beautiful.
lovely.
Now read everything else that Evans written, and go, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
In a good way.
I have another collection of his stuff, and it's
Oh,
completely
you should
different.
really read Hectic Planet if that was in print.
Oh god, or wait till Dork comes in collection.
Hectic Planet, man.
I chose Royals Masters of War #2.
That was really cool.
It was cool. If you haven't read it, the concept is basically in like World War II, all the royal families have super abilities, but at the moment, England is holding back. They don't want to reveal that they have abilities because if they show them, who knows what the opposing side has, what the Germans have, ability-wise for the royal
So Tony's
families.
name written down. Does that
Hey,
mean
hey, Eric. Look, I'm sorry about snapping at you, man. It's a bad time for me. I should have controlled myself better. What's the matter, creep? Don't like the taste of your own medicine?
That's it.
Who wrote that issue of Judge Dredd?
Wagner, I'm gonna say.
Let's see, who wrote it? Yeah. John Wagner and Alan Grant.
Let's get John Wagner and Adrian to get together and write the cop drama we've never had.
And do a comic in the New Yorker.
Optic Dread.
Wait, Adrian does comics in New Yorker?
He does covers.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, fuck.
Copper's
not
doing
a
comics in
technical
New Yorker.
name.
Tony, what's your pick?
Coffin Hill number 6.
He doesn't have tits or guns.
I know. It started amazing. It's about to wrap its first arc. You know, if you haven't been reading it so far, jump into it now. And then when the trade comes out, you're going to just enjoy the shit out of it.
Cool.
Something I gave another read that's not coming out, but the first one is out. Did you read Undertow Edge?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
I assume so. It's an image.
Yes.
It was really cool. I read it again. I wasn't really confused. I just had some questions about the first time. It's amazing. It's something I can't wait to actually see keep going.
Yes, trust Waffle. Believe in Waffle. I work here and I read a lot of stuff, and he still recommends me good books.
Oh, when Tony runs out of stuff, I'm still go to this. Okay.
Yeah,
American
and
Terror, man.
fucking Fuse. It was great.
Fuse was great.
Fuse was good.
Fuse is the buddy cop I needed in my life.
Starlight #1 came out today. I really enjoyed that.
Nice. Millar and Goran Parlov.
I haven't read it yet, but I like the variant cover just because of the look of it.
Yeah,
The
it's
really
cool.
Starlin-esque. Like Jim Starlin drew this. This is Dreadstar
Yeah.
holding his sword.
Did
He's
anyone check
protecting his cat
out
lady.
Manifest Destiny?
I love Manifest Destiny.
That's like really weird.
I really, really love alternate timeline stories.
Yeah, alternate
and
history takes.
like alternate history and Manhattan Projects and Manifest Destiny are killing that subject in the best way possible. Manhattan Projects is the what if they lied to us about the bomb and what like Einstein just locked in a room mulling away ideas. And Manifest Destiny is Lewis and Clark. What did they find? Like what was actually out west when we traveled? It's cool.
Sako, you got another one?
No,
Doesn't line up.
you completely fucked it up for me.
You want to talk about your pick?
No, I don't care.
Tiger picked minimum wage one #3. Trace.
Nice.
Oh, Fingerman.
Not a great segment.
All right.
It was
So
working out.
You'll get your DC guest in
But
Marvel
also-
next week, I guess.
we've got a huge, giant, super packed episode for everybody.
Well, it's great to tell them at the end.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll see the time code when they start.
Hope
the
you all
episode.
enjoyed the-
Holy
Like, fuck
shit.
it.
Hope you all enjoyed the
No,
tailgate
this
yesterday.
is where Ed learns to edit.
Get out of all the parts of,
I did it once. It's not hard.
get rid of all the parts of Tiger speaks in.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, everybody. Just remind you to subscribe. Tell all your friends about us.
Send us emails.
Yeah.
CBJ Podcast.
At gmail.com.
There you go.
CBJ Podcast. We can't spell that out any better because it is spelled out already.
I like this. I like this round of commercials. It's good.
All
Tell
right.
you what events we got coming up.
Everything's fun.
Actually, we can go over some events.
Yeah.
March 22nd is a Saturday. We have our first Yu-Gi-Oh tournament coming up.
Battle
$15. It's a Battle City tournament, which that means that we have specific prizes to give out. The most disturbing fucking cards and mats I've ever seen in my life. These weird things and thongs like posing. I love it. I genuinely love it. I also love that the tokens say this can be used as any token.
March 15th, we
Yes.
have we got Michael Sarah and John Brolia here, who've been on the podcast before. They've got a new Kickstarter for the next
Unmasked.
Unmasked.
They're doing their campaign fundraiser here on
Yep.
Saturday the 15th.
Come down, man. Support. I mean, if you love
Guys.
comics, you got to support the little guys.
That's where you're gonna find the next big talent that's writing your favorite superhero book. Is the little guys that got their Kickstarter kicked.
Exactly. This is, our shop is where you find like, oh yeah, man. Like I remember I hung out with Kirkman and fucking smoked a bong of Fruit Loops in fucking '97 before anybody knew who he was. That's what we do.
Another event. After this comes out, the 300 tailgate will pass. So the next tailgate after that
This is the one a bunch of us can't wait for.
Oh yeah, Thursday, April 3rd, we're having a tailgate for Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
I'm gonna throw myself in oncoming.
March Madness! March Madness!
Ladies and gentlemen, for the entire month of March, everything in the back issue bins is 30% off.
30% off, you say?
Tony is in charge of. Tony is our back issue manager. Listen.
fill your collections, jump into random stuff, pick a random fucking book out of the bin. I don't care.
There's a signed copy of Big Mac's #1 by Dan Slott floating around. Get it!
The Actress and the Bishop by fucking Brian Bolland. I don't care.
Oh wow, that is in there, yeah.
Just grab it, read it, and get the shit out of it.
I think we have violins and sachets.
Do we have that Dark Avengers issue signed by Fraction in there still?
Maybe.
We have Red Legs Avengers #1 signed by Slott. Come and get that shit. Enjoy it. Embrace it.
Love it.
That was my GLA.
We both said love it. Good for you.
Adrian, well, and here you go. Adrian Tomine versus Judge Dredd.
How do you pronounce Adrian's last name?
Tomine.
Tomei?
Tomine.
Is Tomine?
Yeah.
Tomine. Really?
I've had it.
Tomine.
It's Tomine.
Okay.
Tomine!
I feel bad for all the interviewers I've ever watched then, and the whole book club when they did Optic Nerve.
When I did New Yorker's book country for Jim Antley's Universe, and my job was to take care of Adrian.
Okay, I'm not doubting you. I just
He's like,
funny.
everybody goes. He's like, everybody calls me Adrian Tomine. It's Tomine.
I wasn't saying any of those. All
So here you go. From Optic Nerve, Chuck. This is Eric, the new driver. Hi. From Judge Dredd, you lose, creep.
All right, thank you, everybody. I'd like to thank our studio audience. Everyone out there, have a great week.
Well, you like that song?
Yeah. Hear and believe, WCBJ.
That's a good song.